Hey everybody, it's Halloween time, and you know Funbearable loves to lean in hard on the Halloween season. We have a live show coming up that we're very excited about.
And here to give you the details is our buddy Brad. We do want to keep some things under wraps for now because we're filming right now at Best Video in Connecticut for an upcoming Halloween episode. But Brad, what's going on with the show?
Thanks, Chuck. Sunday, October 20th at Kismet Improv in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Showtime is 7 p.m. Doors are at 6:30 p.m. All ticket information can be found at funbearablepod.com.
Wow, what a helpful and good guy.
Doll.
And the show is sponsored by one of the best burger places in Rhode Island, Chomp Kitchen and Drinks.
Thank you, Chomp, and see you at the show.
Hello, and welcome to another very special episode of Funbearable. My name is Brad Rohr.
I'm still Ray Harrington, and I don't know what day it is.
Chuck Staten, and I did the makeup for this episode.
It's true, I'm wearing makeup. These aren't real stitches.
So,
snitches?
you are a snitch.
Yeah, you're a wicked snitch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you lean hard into snitching.
I'm a good snitcher.
I will say, so Ray, the reason I did this was for you because this is how Chucky looks in the later films.
Oh, now it makes sense.
That's correct. We are at Best Video in Hamden, Connecticut, recording our franchise Flashback episode. This year we're going through all 8 films in the Child's Play franchise.
You started with a cool thing and then ended with a not cool thing. Because I was about to talk about how much I love Best Video, and then you're right to choke. Choke on your words.
I'm choking on the fumes from this makeup.
Oh, you didn't tell him where you got the makeup, did you? You know Dollar Tree? Mm-hmm. It's worse.
Oh no!
Let's just say it's something about a shrub.
Oh boy!
You know Nickel Tree?
You know Nickel Shrub?
I do. That's where I have to shop for groceries now that I'm unemployed.
Yeah, you know Hey Penny Tumbleweed? Which is, by the way...
That's how Brad used to get to school every day.
By the way, Hey Penny Tumbleweed, it looks like that's your farmer name in that outfit. Hey Penny Tumbleweed! Best friends.
I mean,
with
Penny Tumbleweed would be my porn name.
Oh yeah, Hey Penny Tumbleweed is very close friends with
Puddinhead.
With Puddinhead, yeah. And the adventures they go on. Oh my God, you know Frog and Toad? It's like that if they were clinically insane.
Hey Penny Tumbleweed.
Hey Penny Tumbleweed.
I don't like the costume. I don't like the makeup. I don't like the movies.
Hold on, before the camera started,
and here I am.
You said, "Can you teach me how to do this makeup?"
I did not say that.
Come on, yes and.
That is a thing that you said, I said. I'm yes-anding the situation.
I think I was for the makeup because I think it's a funny thing.
Yes.
I thought really we would just stop at your face.
Yeah.
It's all the other little scars that you did.
Yep.
And you said they really did a number on his genitals. And you were
we're getting into Seed of Chucky.
He cut a battery pack into my back. Drew it, cut it.
I mean, in the movie, they leave it to your imagination, so I use my imagination.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
But I don't think there was any information about like how many stitches there are in his taint.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I used his imagination. As Chuck was doing it, he's like, "It's weird. I thought I'd have to shrink some stuff down here." Nope. Already doll size.
You ran out of makeup, and you asked me to go to the store and get more.
It's like when an actor
tumbleweed
comes up with a backstory that's not in the movie.
Right.
That's what I did for this situation.
It's a very Daniel Day-Lewis type.
Yeah.
Yes.
We filmed it. We're going to put out a 10-minute mini doc called, Behind the Overalls, the makeup of Chucky.
We're saving it for when we do a Patreon.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
have a good day.
For those of you who have not watched last week, in which we went through the first 4 films in the Child's Play franchise,
Why
would you start here?
It's for the Seed fans.
What's this part 2 and it's 9 hours long? I gotta find out.
It certainly feels 9 hours long. We're gonna start here with
what's so funny about the franchise flashback episodes is we only do them in the store.
Yeah,
and we've done 3 already. And we do them once a year. So if we do like 10, you'll just see us age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See us further age.
Oh man, and congratulations to Funbearable, because I did see already. YouTube has watched the other two franchise flashbacks, and they informed us that we're getting a new rating
Oh, good.
on these episodes,
Oh,
the
good.
franchise flashback
Yeah,
episodes.
what's that?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's wild.
What's the rating?
It's almost like I forgot what it was when I started.
I thought you were going to go in the direction of like there was a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and they had to add a new button based on popular request.
That's right.
What was the button?
2 thumbs up.
Oh no, I remembered the rating. The rating was don't. Rated don't.
That's funny.
Accurate.
Can you do that? Can you do mine one now? The thumbs.
Oh yeah, it was. It's weird. It's not a thumb up. It's not a thumb down. It's more just like a
Well, it's this.
shoulder. Yeah.
It's two guys. One of them's like this, and the other one's looking off screen at like somebody else,
Yeah.
trying to get some information.
And I think if you scroll over a little bit, he's throwing up.
yeah,
He's actually throwing up.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's my eyes are watering and I can't touch them because I don't know where the makeup is.
Yeah, it's
so
okay.
I'd love to just.
And now you know what it's like. Now you've walked a mile in those stiletto heels. Okay, honey.
Yeah.
Now
These-
you know.
These are actually my.
Don't do that. We're gonna
Very
get clipped
cute.
for different
It's
reasons.
Very cute.
My Sockwell socks.
It's insane. how-
Sockwell socks. Thank you, Sockwell.
on the middle angle. Put your feet up like that. It's insane how cute you look.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is. Somebody wants this, and I don't want to know them. Okay. By the way,
Anything for views.
put your foot up again. It looks
Sockwell
like you have toes on the side of your foot.
He does. He has an issue.
I understand.
Those are the pointiest feet.
I don't understand.
It's like you have a big toe, and then the
Yeah.
other guys are like lined up on the back end of
It's
it.
more of a because I
What
recently
do you
went to.
mean? My
I
feet
recently
are perfectly normal.
I recently went to the Rocky Mountains.
He says as he hangs from a branch by himself.
I was gonna say I recently went to the Rocky Mountains, and it's a very familiar formation. just rigid all the way down to your heel.
Let me take off my incredibly comfortable Sockwell socks.
No.
Give me a slice of pizza. I'll step on it on camera.
Oh, we don't have to start a Patreon.
No, that's right. We couldn't. The guy didn't pizza cut it all the way, so he couldn't.
He's using his nails like scissors.
Wait a minute. You say my feet are too pointy?
Yeah, you have like a rock formation down the side.
I don't understand.
It's okay.
Show the other one. Show the other one.
I don't understand. What do you mean a rock formation?
I'm gonna count the toes. 1, 2, 3,
Are
4,
you
5,
talking right
6,
here?
7, 8. There's
here?
8. Don't you see
That's
8?
the butt of my pinky toe.
How is this happening?
toe.
I will say there is a solid 2.5 to 3 inches distance between where your pinky toe ends and then where your
Yeah,
big toe
I'm very
ends.
muscular. I walk a lot. That's my pinky muscle.
On what? Mountain cliffs?
The side of my feet.
Like a goat?
It looks like you ever see those scissors that can cut in a pattern? It looks like someone did that to the edge of his foot the whole way up.
You know, I've never understood when a woman is like, I have fat ankles. And I'm like, why would you be self-conscious about that? And for the rest of my life,
I'm sorry. If it makes
All
you feel
4
better,
days.
if it makes you feel better, I think all feet are weird.
yeah.
I think they're all weird. They're
Oh, no,
hands that we walk on that look weird.
Yes,
Yeah, I agree.
I'm a quaddy.
I had no shoes on last night, and I had noticed my toenails are long. But I trimmed them, and now they look great.
That's fair. This
Seed
episode,
of Chucky.
I hope somebody did click on this. They're like, finally. You know, I know the first 4 films so well.
Yep.
I don't know what this Funbearable is.
I just want to
But if
dive.
they're going to talk about Chucky,
Yep.
I'm in. And then they get 10 minutes of us talking about Brad's feet. And he's just wiggling them like, what?
Please, Brad, please remember that this started with me giving you a compliment.
that I looked super cute.
Yeah.
All right, thank
Yeah.
you. Seed of Chucky came out in 2004.
Looks so crazy.
2004.
Yes.
He's moving his head like
And the
this.
last one was 1998.
Yeah.
So a 6-year gap
6-year
between
gap.
those.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, they had to take time off for, you know what I'm talking about.
Now, I will say this. I think I should say this ahead of time. This movie revolves around one character who is a director. Okay?
Yes.
In
Like
this movie.
a Hollywood director.
In,
yeah.
in the movie, he's a director.
Lars von Trier is in this movie?
The role was written for Quentin Tarantino to be the lead of this movie.
Which he would never do.
Well, someone pretty similar got to take his
Speaking of, by the way,
John Waters is a main character in this movie too.
that's what John Waters would do this 100%.
He does, but
Quentin
but,
Tarantino
but the
would not do
director
it.
is someone else who it'll make a lot of sense why he took over for Quentin Tarantino.
I think it's ironic that we talked about feet for 10 minutes and then all of a sudden Quentin Tarantino. I think if you talk about feet for more than 9.5 minutes,
He shows
Quentin
up.
Tarantino will appear.
Yes, I like that.
Is somebody talking about feet? Because I want to see them, I want to know them, I want to smell them, I want to taste them.
Yep, I like that.
N-word, N-word, N-word. That's what he...
We start with a POV shot of a doll murdering some wealthy British people, an opening that includes the first nudity of the series. Too bad, Ray. It's just a dream.
Okay, I'm just going to say this because I didn't know if you know this.
Nope.
I didn't know if Ray knows this. This movie was shot completely in England, and so everyone in this movie outside of like the two leads is British.
Yes.
Okay. So it makes for... Are they just using their regular accents or are they attempting American accents?
I think they're mostly British, am I right? The Seed is British.
There's
the
so-
voice of the Seed.
Okay, because there's so many back like VHS horror times, right?
Yes.
Where these really low budget films were being made, and a lot of them were made in England, and it's really fun to watch like a slasher thing. Like I think April Fool's Day
Oh yeah, sure.
was one.
They're trying to pass this off as L.A.
Yeah, and it's amazing because those actors are all doing American accents, and they are horrible. It's not like the fine times of today when every famous actor now is British.
Yeah.
And then, like Brian Bowden, remember he had a meltdown on our podcast,
Conniption fit.
Yeah.
because he found out then that what was
Tom
it Tom
Holland?
Holland?
Yeah.
That Tom Holland was British. He's like Spider-Man's British.
And he
Freaking out.
had a pre-existing phobia
Yeah,
of the Brits who impersonate the Americans.
I also think he flipped out because you got your dog from the South.
No, that was my joke.
Yes.
yeah.
That was the
different
hardest
joke.
he ever
Yeah.
laughed at a joke.
Hey,
Anyway,
man, when you're sitting like that and there's a camera on you, the way you're slowly creeping your hand down your shorts like that is unsettling.
Anything for
like
views.
I never get to feel this hair down here.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
This is 6 years after
Thank
the
you.
events of Bride of Chucky. We meet the benevolent and gender-confused living doll child of Chucky and Tiffany.
So he's 6, presumably?
Yeah, right around there.
He's a doll though, so it's like he's pretty much. I would call him 12.
Well,
In terms of the way he
doll
acts,
years
yeah.
are different.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she gave birth to him at the end of the movie, even though they had sex like the day before.
Yeah,
Oh, things move fast in doll world.
they do.
Yeah, you gotta slow down and take a sniff of the rose or whatever Ferris Bueller says.
Smell the roses.
This doll is being held captive by Sykes, an abusive British ventriloquist who exploits him for his act. Sykes has mockingly named the doll Shitface and regularly mistreats him. Just imagine a British Chuck and a puppet Brad.
So
How could you say that, shitface?
So all we really need to imagine is a British Chuck.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah. So do we find out how they met?
Who?
The Sykes and Shitface.
Weird,
the two characters that we've talked
a weird,
about.
mean British ventriloquist.
We don't find out like directly in terms of flashback, but he basically. I guess do we find it?
No.
He doesn't explain it at all.
No.
Just what are the odds that a living doll happens to run into a evil British ventriloquist?
But they're in England. He never explains how he got in England.
Nope.
I don't know about that.
don't like
Shitface sees a preview on television for Jennifer Tilly's new film, Chucky Goes Psycho. This is another murder scene that isn't an actual murder.
So I gotta explain this. They're going the route of New Nightmare. Chucky is now a movie series.
Okay, so it's like it's within the
Yes.
thing. It's a diegetic
Yep.
film that exists within the film.
Yes.
And also,
right.
for the first time, even though Jennifer Tilly played a woman named Tiffany in the last movie, now Jennifer Tilly is playing Jennifer Tilly in this.
Okay.
Just like Ben Affleck paid Ben Affleck in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back after playing Holden
Sure.
McNeil in Chasing Amy.
This movie features Chucky and Tiffany, the Chucky and Tiffany dolls, repaired from their original remains somehow.
No, that's not true. They're brand new dolls.
I just went off Wikipedia.
No, they're this. Go ahead.
I argue with Wikipedia. Realizing he is their child because of a made
it
in
up with
Japan
Julian
marking
Assange.
on their wrist,
Okay, that
which
was
matches Chucky's.
Hold on, that was important. So basically, He sees the two dolls on TV. These dolls are completely brand new dolls that were made for a movie. That they're like
They're made for the movie.
They're made for the movie. They have servos in them, which
Yeah.
is the controls that people use. They're props. However, he sees on his hand, shit face, it says "Made in Japan," and so he sees them, and he sees that one of their fans has "Made in Japan" on like an Entertainment Tonight promo.
Yeah.
that's promoting the movie.
Good call. You're right.
Okay.
And it's one joke I do like, and I would be surprised if you didn't like this, is if he's like, wow, we're both Japanese, and it goes doodaloo, and it has that. And that's the reason he believes that they're his parents is
Yeah.
just because of that, which is
okay.
fun.
Yeah.
I think that's
Sure.
a fun joke.
Shitface escapes Sykes and tracks the Chucky and Tiffany dolls to a prop room in Hollywood.
So he goes from England to Hollywood. I
And
don't know how.
also, like, how did he get there beforehand?
I'm surprised that there's not an explanation in the movie, but I'm trusting Brad.
Why? Like,
you
what
watched
has
the
he
movies
been
as well.
doing? If
No, I
this is the first time he knows of the two dolls,
Yes.
which means like how when he was a baby, who was taking care of him? How did he grow? How does he know how to do anything? What does he think that he is? All of those things.
Yep.
I in my head, I thought
Sorry,
that
he or she, because I believe it's a they, right?
yes.
Yeah.
I thought that he kind of explained something in the movie, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
That's so wild, though. That's a big leap to just be like, nah, we're here now.
Yeah, I guess if you think about the end of Bride, Chucky and Tiffany are dead. He's a baby, and then that's it. We don't know.
Yep.
So he's a baby there. He kills the cop. So who knows what happens to him after that?
Sure. Okay.
Shitface uses the heart of Damballa to resurrect them with a
We still got the amulet?
very quick spell. Chucky is shocked at having a child while Tiffany is overjoyed.
This is the thing I like least in all the series, is this moment, because he essentially goes to these brand new movie props and goes, I'm going to say two sentences, and then they're alive as their characters, and they have the same memories and voices and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's the weakest thing in the whole series.
Yeah. And why does he know voodoo?
He just reads the thing that was written on this amulet because he has the amulet.
Yep.
What was written? So there's one thing written on the amulet, and he knows that the amulet's important somehow.
He doesn't know. He's trying to talk to them. He's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, wake up. And then he looks at the amulet and goes, this is all I know. And he says the thing. I don't know. I don't like
That's
this part.
a leap. And then the fact that it's written on the amulet, but it's the only thing written on the amulet when you got to do different
I think
voodoo
it's
spells.
I think it's crazy that they made them new dolls as props, and that he goes and just reads two sentences, and they're the same people that they were before. I think it's too lazy.
Yeah.
I get the idea. They must have said, we want to do movie in a movie. We want to have the Seed of Chucky come,
Right.
and we got to figure all this stuff out. Why would those dolls ever be part of this movie? So they just were like, whatever, fuck it, it's just a Chucky movie.
I know.
Which
but,
sucks. Which
like,
I think
all
that
they have
sucks.
to do is have him like touch them, and then like you do some special effects to show like energy flowing
Something,
through.
yeah.
And like, oh, his touch brought them back to life because he's also one of these I don't know, dolls of the damned.
Or could you have a director or a writer who's obsessed with the original story and has the actual remains of the two dolls from the thing?
You could.
You know what I mean? Like
how about
something
this?
like that.
How about this? Have a cameo from one of the special effects people as one on the film going, and we even used part of the
molds,
original
whatever.
thing of blah, blah, blah.
And like say like we had them here, we made it based directly on it because we wanted to get it perfect.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it also doesn't.
whatever.
Here's what's weird too is everything previous to this, if you follow the logic of the movie, the whole everyone around Chucky and Tiffany have basically been committed for being crazy for thinking this is real.
Yeah.
And then they're like, anyway, so this real story that happened with these two killer dolls, we're gonna make a movie about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Whatever. I mean,
it's a bum out. This part's a bum out. to
yeah.
me.
I do like that we're arguing like this stuff about
Yep.
Chucky 5.
We're talking about how they could have used voodoo in Chucky 5 to bring them back to life.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, growing up, I never said Child's Play. None of my friends ever said Child's Play. We always said
Chucky.
Chucky.
Well,
the movie was Chucky.
Well, here's what's interesting. Starting in 98, which was when I'm 14, you're probably like 15.
Chuck, I'm 41 years old.
I was 14, you were 15.
No, it was a joke. Like you were saying, that's how old we were then.
Yeah,
Like right now, I mean.
Well, I was going to say from there,
Yeah.
every movie is called something Chucky.
Yeah.
So when we were young teenagers, that's what it was. It
Yeah.
was Chucky. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Confused about their child's ambiguous gender, the body having no genitals, Chucky renames Shitface Glenn, while Tiffany renames Shitface Glenda. Chucky and Tiffany decapitate a special effects guy with a wire.
It's actually great. This part's great.
I disagree.
It's great.
Jennifer Tilly finds the beheaded body and calls the police.
She thinks it's a prop at first, of
So
course.
Tilly's doing the voice of the doll and is in the movie.
Yes.
Got it.
Chucky, Tiffany, and Glenn/Glenda sneak a ride to Jennifer Tilly's home in her limo. Having witnessed the murder, Glenda asks them why they kill. They don't have a good answer. Tiffany, full of maternal instinct, tries to force Chucky to stop killing for the sake of their child. Chucky promises to stop.
She's like, we're going to grow up, we're going to stop killing and raise this baby, we're going to have a family, which I like. I like that element of this. And also, she's kind of pushing, like, you can be whatever you want. You don't have to worry. And Chucky's kind of like, no, you're my son. You're going to be I'm going to teach you how to do this and stuff like that. And so she's kind of pushing the family and acceptance. And Chucky is kind of being a little bit antiquated.
Meanwhile, in a very meta scene, Jennifer Tilly auditions to get a role as the Virgin Mary in a movie by this director that was originally supposed to be Quentin Tarantino, but this
Do you have any questions?
perfectly
Maybe he has a guess.
perfectly slots in to replace Quentin Tarantino.
What's your guess? Who could it be?
Wes Craven?
That's a pretty good guess.
That's a good guess.
Any other
That's
guesses?
a really good guess.
I'd say cold in terms of who they picked.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's okay. You don't have. I don't expect you to know.
I don't know. It could be anything really that I you know what I mean?
I mean, when you think about like luminary directors.
Sam Raimi?
Oh, wow. That's another good guess.
I'm trying to think of people that are recognizable but
Yep.
also would do this.
Right. And-
Because I feel like Quentin Tarantino, he's not going to do this. Like George Lucas is not going to do this.
I feel like Quentin Tarantino would be this close to doing this.
I don't know. Maybe. Sorry, that was George Lucas. Maybe we could have a little killer doll named Chucky. Maybe Chucky would do it.
What about Duvu?
Ooh, Duvu. What about Count Duvu? Wait, no, too close to Dooku. Another director. I don't know.
We didn't say he's a director. We just said he's playing a director.
Are you for real?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it's just an actor.
Well,
I don't even know if I call him an actor. Main profession lies somewhere else.
I'm mad at you now.
you ready for the answer?
Is it Ed McMahon?
Oh, wow. It almost rhymes.
It does almost rhyme with his name.
No, I said Ed McMahon, but I mean Vince McMahon. Sorry,
It's
Vince
not.
McMahon.
No.
Did he
That
jizz
rhymes a
on
little
the,
less.
Did he jizz on the doll? Did he do it poop on the Chucky?
It is Redman.
You made it sound like it was a director. So
Brad did.
I'm over here doing like Alfred Hitchcock.
Yep.
I can't wait to clip this. You look like such a fool.
Yeah, I know. I know. You're like, who would it be? And I'm like, let's see. No.
I'll say, Chuck set it up of like, hey, it's important that you know that it was supposed to be Quentin Tarantino, and this
That's
guy.
why I thought it was that. Yeah.
No, you gave sensical guesses.
No, Redman would absolutely.
nonsensical
Redman
man.
would thank them for being in this thing.
Yep.
He did.
Yeah.
The Academy Awards.
Jennifer Tilly.
I forgot he did that song for Wall-E.
Yes. Jennifer Tilly invites Redman to her home, intending to casting couch her way to stardom
She's like a big,
Much to the disgust
She's loosey goosey.
of her assistant.
Yeah, her limo driver is in love with her, and she has a relationship with him.
He's a generically handsome, dark-haired man.
Okay.
And she's breaking his heart by banging any director that wants to bang her.
Okay.
And her assistant is also
And Redman's the director?
Redman is
he
the director.
Is he playing Redman?
Yes.
Yes, he is, and he's the main character in the movie.
He's directing a movie about the Virgin Mary in the movie.
And the Chucky movie's happening too in it.
Yep.
Hollywood's weird in this movie.
Chucky and Tiffany make plans to transfer their souls into Redman and Jennifer Tilly. But they need to get Jennifer Tilly pregnant so that Glenda has somewhere to go.
Suddenly now, Mr. Chucky doesn't care about things. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't care in 3 though. He was happy to do it.
It was our
But
goof about the doll.
He did. So he does say stuff. That's when he says I'm going to be a brother.
Oh,
stuff like that.
God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's exciting.
We
Ugh.
also
And then that deleted scene where he raps. Oh, no.
get Chuck's favorite
Well,
scene.
I'm Chucky, and I'm here to say I like killing in every way.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Slicing and dicing and being real mean.
You do it 'cause you're wearing the thing.
No, we get the first the first puppet nudity of the franchise.
Thank God.
As Tiffany flashes Chucky to encourage his masturbation.
It's funny because
What?
he said, hold on.
What?
Ray, sometimes you got to repeat things for Ray. So basically, they want to
Fuck you to death, sir.
Yeah, no, it was Chucky. They want you filthy slut.
Fuck you to death, slut.
So they want to transfer their souls into Redman and Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
but
And
they want
Chucky's
Jennifer Tilly
masturbating?
So they want Jennifer Tilly to be pregnant to give birth, so that they can put Glenn Glenda inside the baby. And so Chucky is going to give a sperm sample, and they're going to put it inside Jennifer Tilly. For
But
her
if
to have
they
a baby.
swap bodies, they can just knock
Then
her up
it's
that
not-
way.
It's not Chucky's real son.
Yes, it is. He's in the body.
The mechanics of this are a little tough.
I already,
if
I already
he-
gave up on the logic of
If
this
Chucky
series.
wants it to be his real son, he has to go get sperm from the dead, rotted corpse of Charles Lee Ray.
I think by the end of this, there
I
is a
hate
very
this.
impactful moment at the end of this. I'm not kidding. I love it. And I also have a problem with the logic, but
Yeah.
Yes.
I think here. Okay, I'll give you this. I think if they transfer their bodies into the souls of Redman and Jennifer Tilly, then they have normal adult human sex, and she gives birth 9 months later. But we've established that the doll pregnancy rules are very different, and they need a body for Glenn Glenda right now.
They
Quick
do
and fast.
They do allude to doll pregnancy rules.
Yeah, they do.
They don't phrase it that way.
Fast, easy, cheap. You can have it two of those ways.
Yep.
So he has to provide a sperm sample, and it's very funny.
I know, it just whiplashed me because you're like, so that's what they want to do. And then da-da-da-da-da, because while Chucky's masturbating, I'm like, hold on.
It is funny because he goes, "Yeah, you gonna give me a little something?" She pulls her stupid doll boobs out, and I
She
don't
has doll boobs?
yeah, I don't remember what he said.
Somebody made the doll with boobs?
I guess so, but I wish he just looked at her blankly and like blinked, and they didn't do anything and went to the next scene. That would be the
That would
funniest.
be funny. Yeah,
that would
yeah,
be really
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
but I don't remember what he says.
Did he
to
say
her.
something like, I don't like fake boobs or something?
No,
like that?
nothing like that. I don't think he makes. I think he like likes
Yeah,
the moment.
he's a fan. Yeah, John Waters.
But he's like a human man's soul is in this doll. And he's like, yeah,
I
these
don't know
doll
what
boobs.
20
I seem
years
to
in this
remember one of us complaining about the physics in the first movie,
Yeah.
and that person was roundly ridiculed for some reason. I can't imagine what. And now, biology.
But I can't, maybe because I'm a man
Yeah.
and I know a man's wants and pleasures and desires.
Oh, that's the voice I
this
said
is
you
voice-
did.
Yeah, that's nothing like what you did earlier. He said,
By the way, you did the impression back to me, and I said that's the voice.
Oh, okay. It's
and
weird.
it was that voice exactly. wasn't it?
There was drama beginning. It wasn't even drama. We were goofing around.
It was the voice he just did. He said he never does it.
Well, I was just doing this voice now.
The makeup is burning my eye,
This is a carnival of shit.
which is how. Which
That's
is
Chucky 6.
I thought it was the tagline for this one.
So, but here's my thing. I'm struggling with this idea where
I think
he's self-pleasing.
at this
Yep.
point in the timeline, he's almost spent 20 years in a doll's body.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that does to a man.
I also don't know what it does. Like, does he now have genitals?
Yes, we saw him in the last movie.
We saw them?
We saw shadows.
Shadows.
We see the shadow in this movie.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
we see the
there were shadows of the two of them copulating.
okay. So he's masturbating, but that's my thing is like he's a human man. Right?
Trapped
like
in the-
as he
trapped-
knows.
trapped in the body of a doll man.
He has the voodoo mind
Yep.
of a human man.
Yep.
Agreed.
But he's like, yeah, these little dolls' boobs really get me going.
Yep.
What a creep. What a sick fuck.
I think
Yeah.
I could.
You know what?
I
want
to.
I want to kink shame Chucky. If Chucky came in here like,
I'm gonna kill you, whore, you big fat slut.
you know, to me, right? I'd just be like,
That'd be
no,
crazy.
sir, you're a fucking weird little creep. Okay.
I'm gonna say if I was in the doll's body for 18 years, I could see my proclivities changing. Right?
Oh, so you're saying it's.
I'm just saying.
you can just change your.
I'm saying they could evolve.
So that's a slippery slope to like pray the gay away camps. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought I was welcoming the gay.
No, that you're saying you could just change your sexual proclivity.
I'm just saying things get around you. The environment could change.
Of course, you could find out new things about yourself.
I'm
Yes.
just saying that John
say that.
Waters, playing a paparazzo, was outside the house taking photos through the windows, which lets us get a silhouette shot of Chucky cranking it.
This is John Waters material perfectly.
For sure.
Yes.
You know, absolutely. By the way, I cannot believe I feel any point of view about any of this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Any at all. It's insane. What you guys have lowered me to is upsetting. You know what I mean? Look at you. Look at you.
I'm done. I'm mentally done. And we have 3.5 movies to go.
I should have looked at this as a warning of like, if I keep fucking entertaining this madman, I will find myself exactly where I am.
Yep. Tiffany, the doll, knocks Jennifer Tilly and Redman out and uses a turkey baster to fill Jennifer Tilly with
Jesus
Chucky's semen.
Christ.
This is IVF in J.D. Vance's America. Thank you.
That's very.
Chucky,
But what they've done is essentially sexual assault.
yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, they did a lot of murders
sexual
too,
assault.
so really just
Murder,
bad
fine,
people.
because
Yeah.
you're watching a thing, a horror movie. You want to see slashers, fine, that's fine. But like, Jason never sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
famously he was against it.
Yep. Chucky takes Glenn/Glenda on a secret joyride to kill John Waters. I believe this is when they have the Britney Spears scene,
Yeah.
where a Britney Spears impersonator, and I believe they had to put a thing that like Britney Spears is not in this movie.
That's very
it's
funny.
It's an impersonator.
Yeah.
And cut to 2024 where she's dancing with kitchen knives. And it's like, I think she's Chucky.
Glenda
Where's my turkey base there?
accidentally causes John Waters to fall and get soaked in like a sulfuric acid, which might be used to develop photos. This kills him. Glenda is horrified, while Chucky is delighted. Jennifer Tilly wakes up and somehow knows she is pregnant and believes Redman is responsible. Redman explains this is impossible as he had a vasectomy.
They got together the night before and they drank a bunch of wine.
Yep.
And so they both passed out. And so they wake up and Jennifer Tilly's like, oh, what happened? And it's that's why she thinks it happened.
Yeah.
not just out of nowhere.
Okay.
Redman immediately drops Jennifer Tilly from his movie, saying pregnant women are not attractive enough for his vision. Tiffany murders him in another dumb scene. Glenda witnesses it and is upset.
So wait, actress? No, Tiffany
The doll. Yep.
The doll, she gets mad at him for
not
saying it.
Jennifer Tilly, actress
Nope.
playing Jennifer Tilly, actress.
Right. The next day, Jennifer Tilly wakes up to find herself with a full pregnant belly, a consequence of the voodoo magic. Chucky captures Jennifer and her chauffeur to take Redman's place. Jennifer's assistant Joan tries to help, but she is killed by Glenda, which reveals that Glenn and Glenda are two separate souls in the same body. Glenn is a pacifist, and Glenda is a killer. Jennifer Tilly gives birth to twins, a boy and a girl, and Tiffany realizes that both Glenn and Glenda can inhabit the two children. However, in a scene that moved Chuck to tears...
I'm so upset with
hold on.
the leap of what the fuck are we doing?
I do.
Now it's two souls in this one body.
in this one puppet body, yeah.
Yeah, and one's a pacifist, and one is innocent, and one is evil.
Yep.
That's fine. Whatever. That's separate. What I like is this. So the way that you're acting right now, they bring this feeling into the movie where they're all there with Chucky, Tiffany, Glenda,
Chauffeur,
Jennifer Tilly, and the two twins.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, do the spell. Come on, do the spell. We're all here. And he's like looking around and he's freaking out. And he goes, listen, I got a high bar for nuts, but this is nuts. And he can't do it. He's like, this is too much. And he goes, I made a decision. I'm Chucky the killer doll, and I dig it. And he's like, I don't want to go back to being a human. He's like, I've had these decades of being this like historic killer now that I've killed that many people. I want to be this. I don't want to change.
Okay.
Which I love. I thought that was great. I thought that was a cool realization in the fifth movie where every movie's about him trying to become a person.
Yeah.
Him saying like, now this journey.
Giving up on that part and just being
Yeah.
like, I'm in it and I'm going to kill.
That's cool.
Fine.
That's cool. I think that's cool.
There's a lot of less convoluted ways you could get there.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you need the other stuff. I'm not really a huge
you don't need a
fan
third doll that has two souls in it.
I'm not really a huge fan of a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I can appreciate certain moments for like basically only comedy.
Yeah.
But I do love the part where if you do want to give him a new, like if you want to give him growth a little bit, the idea of turning on the entire reason for the series, I think is really fun right there.
Sure, this is just a really sloppy way to do how Chucky got his groove back. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Tiffany rejects Chucky and decides to leave him. Chucky throws a knife at Jennifer Tilly to stop Tiffany from leaving him, but the chauffeur jumps in the way, sacrificing himself to save Jennifer Tilly.
Okay.
Police arrive, forcing the dolls to flee. Jennifer Tilly is rushed to the hospital.
Get out of here.
Yep. Tiffany drugs Jennifer Tilly and begins to possess her, but Chucky breaks in and kills Tiffany, the doll, with an axe. Glenn snaps and attacks Chucky with the axe, cuts off all his limbs. Chucky assumes it's Glenda chopping him up, but Glenn reveals it's actually him and not the murderous twin. Glenn dismembers Chucky, who praises Glenn for his actions before being decapitated. Realizing what he has done, Glenn breaks down in tears as Jennifer Tilly comforts him. 5 years later, Jennifer Tilly is raising Glenn and Glenda, who transferred their souls into the bodies of her 2 children. During a birthday party for the twins, a nanny quits because Glenda scares her. Jennifer beats her to death in a rage, revealing that Tiffany had successfully transferred her soul into Jennifer Tilly's body. Then, Glenn, the pacifist boy, opens a birthday present to find Chucky's severed arm, which springs up and grabs him.
Final scare. Yeah.
Yep.
That one's a weird one. And it's weird because it's like there's parts of it I like in terms of, like I said, I like the Chucky thing. I hate that they didn't try to set up what was happening at all. It's, again, I think that Don Mancini, who is a part of the queer community, wanted to do something about, at least a small statement about trans people. And this is 2004.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's 20 years ago. So he's very head of the curve.
Yeah.
And like the message is you can be whatever you want and all this stuff like that.
Yes, it just gets super convoluted.
Oh, and I mean, the idea of being like, we didn't get Quentin Tarantino, let's get Redman is so funny. I think Redman's fine in this, by the way.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
pretty good.
Sure, sure.
He's fun. Yeah, it's a weird one.
It's just, it all, I don't know, it's just really, really messy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was too messy. I thought it was too meta. Too meta and too messy.
Yeah. Well, especially when you're talking about, let's remember the seed of Chucky, the idea of this thing, is just, it's a killer doll.
Yep.
And that's it. Like, it says what it does on the label. It's a killer doll. That's what people know. That's what people came to see. And then you get that. That's fucking crazy. Like, that's too much. It was too
much. Even
things.
5 movies in,
I think it was too much.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's funny because when they wrote that part where Chucky is like, this is too much, I'm like, that's clearly someone in the writer's room saying like, this is a little insane. Let's just at least call it out. And I'm not saying that.
Or even if Mancini is saying that. Even if Mancini is kind of tongue-in-cheek nodding at that. Still, though,
I agree.
That's a lot.
I was going to say that doesn't forgive it all. It's just them kind of acknowledging, like, we know.
Yeah, I feel like if I checked out on Chucky and was like, oh, I wonder what's going on when this 2004. Right. Let me see what Chucky's up to these days. I'd watch that and be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
I will say I do love. There's one part where Jennifer Tilly has to. I think Tiffany has taken over at this point. I'm not sure. Jennifer Tilly has to she screams when she's on the phone with someone, and someone goes, "Did you just scream?" And she goes, "No, Bound is on TV, and Gina Gershon is fingering me. I gotta go." That joke, I'm like, that's a great joke.
Oh,
Like,
sure,
that's in terms of the meta world of I'm this person, all this stuff. I loved it. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I could see that in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
That's a lot of, and that's not even the part that's like too far from me. It's where it starts to break down into this place of like, all right, now we're dealing with 4 weird doll souls.
Yep.
Yes.
3 dolls.
Yes.
Who wants to do what?
Yep.
What's the motivation of this person? It just gets so all over the place.
It
I
sure
agree.
was. Yeah.
I agree. I will say, I think it's a conversation for another day, but I was thinking about how many series went to now we're making a movie within a movie about the series.
Right.
And I'm like, and also, is it all centered around this time period?
Right.
And I kind of think it is.
Scream
Probably,
3.
yeah.
Right? Scream 3,
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Are they making a Halloween movie? No, right?
No.
They're making a Freddy movie. They're making a Chucky movie.
Well, Halloween they do
the
like a
reality show.
streaming
Yeah.
reality show thing.
oh, that's true
close
too.
enough,
That's
honestly.
close. Yeah, that's close.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's just funny. It's just funny that it got
Yeah.
that self-referential around that time.
Yeah.
All right.
So I consider these movies, and I think Brad will agree with me, to be like the initial 3 are a style.
Yep.
Then the next 2 are a style. Then the final 2 are a style.
Yes.
And these are the final 2, and then we get the reboot.
Yes.
Okay.
So can we switch our graphic, our on-screen graphic, to Curse of Chucky?
Man, no matter what happens, no matter what we cover, you get to a point where you're just in it and you're like, I live here now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Curse of Chucky.
2013.
Very different vibe, like insanely different vibe.
Okay.
And I'd say go into this.
It looks like a different vibe.
Can
the
I-
cover of it.
I'm trying to think of the best way to set this up. We're going into this, and there's no like, Chucky's back. This? It's just like we don't know what this movie is.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on. Is this a reboot?
Yeah.
Like what's going on
It
here?
was direct to DVD. It feels much smaller. It's one of those like, oh, it's an isolated manor house movies.
Okay.
very isolated.
Nobody's in it.
No, like
The movie is just a series of empty rooms.
well, what's weird is like as much
But
as
they're
this is about
big rooms.
as much as it's about a handicapped woman in a wheelchair who is confined to a house, it also feels like it's a haunted house that no one's lived in 50 years.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the second to last of the films.
Of this first
of
series.
the major, yeah.
And then
Before
there's
the
one reboot.
There's a reboot.
There's one movie that's a reboot.
Reboot won't take us as long.
Okay.
Oh, it's only one movie and it's Mark Hamill and the movie is well, I don't want to get it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A mysterious package arrives at the home of Sarah Pierce and her wheelchair-bound daughter, Nika.
Played by Fiona Dourif, Brad Dourif's daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
These are new characters to us.
Brand new. Not tied to anything we know of.
Now, is Dorf still doing the voice?
Absolutely.
Or is he making those funny videos like Dorf
Dieter
on
von
golf?
Yeah. Yeah. He,
Nothing. Empty behind the eyes. You don't know what we're talking about?
you know what? He did a British sci-fi comedy series that you love.
Red Dwarf.
Yep.
Yeah.
Red
Oh,
Dwarf.
cute.
Red
Okay.
Dwarf.
Yeah.
These are new characters to us. Inside the package, you
There was
won't
that
believe it.
security officer in Star Trek The Next Generation. Dorf.
Yes. They find a good guy
got that one.
doll. Confused, Sarah throws the doll away. That night, Nika finds Sarah stabbed to death. The death is ruled a suicide.
The mom has some sort of history with extreme schizophrenia.
Yes.
So
Okay.
they believe that it was possible.
And the
that she committed
detectives were
suicide.
like, I mean, it seems open and shut here. We've got the body, 49 stab wounds
Yep.
to the face, chest, neck, and head.
Yes.
And tiny little plastic footprints in blood.
Yes, absolutely.
Suicide.
Nika is then visited by her older sister, Barb. Barb's husband.
Nika and Barb.
Yep. Barb's
What
husband,
they
Ian.
they went to the creative side of the baby name book, and then they were like,
well,
Nika.
they had Barb,
Barb.
first, and
Oh,
then Nika. Yeah.
Okay, Barb.
Yeah.
And then they were
They're
like,
like,
let's go crazy, Nika.
Yeah.
Yes.
Barb's husband, Ian, like a 12-year-old-ish daughter, Alice, a smoking hot nanny that Ian keeps staring at, and, for some
And
reason,
Brad keeps staring, huh?
a priest named Father Frank.
Oh, Father Frank.
Alice discovers Chucky and makes friends with him. That
Little
night,
girl.
Chucky poisons one bowl of the family chili. Is it Alice's, like the film wants you to suspect? Nope. Father Frank. He gets sick when driving home and gets in a car accident and is decapitated. It is so stupid.
I don't like it because Chucky isn't a poisoner.
I agree.
Chucky's not a poisoner.
I will say this. In the previous films, when he first shows up, he does kind of keep a low profile.
Yeah.
So he doesn't just come out and kill people.
Yeah, but Chucky doesn't poison.
It does seem out of character.
Yeah, poison is a cowardly way to kill.
It's a smart way
It's
to
funny
kill.
because I'll explain this when we get to
Mostly
the,
women are poisonous.
Keep eating those candy corn.
Oh,
7-Eleven is poisoning you. The police officer...
I don't like it. I don't like Chucky poisoning. That's too calculated.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking
He's an
crazy,
id-driven
crazed
guy.
killer, and he's like a guy.
Yep.
He likes to murder.
Yep.
Somebody like that isn't like, I'll put it in the family's chili. Yes.
He does seem like he tries to find new ways to do things. Like in Bride, he goes to stab someone, and Tiffany's like, ugh. And he's like, what? And she's like, You're just boring. You're boring. You don't come up with anything creative.
Sure.
And so
I think that led to the John Ritter airbag thing.
Oh,
and then
that's
John
why.
Ritter came back and he stabbed him and he's like, see, old reliable things work. Or whatever.
Yeah. I just don't see a slasher killer doll
I hear you.
poisoning.
Yep.
I hear you.
If anything, like if he wanted to do that, he could kill so many people for so long. You know what I mean? And no
Just
one would
being a
ever
doll
figure it
that
out.
Poisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go be a doll and like work like as the doll sneak into any hospital. You know what I mean?
I
And
mean,
just, like,
I
poison
think
the
I think
food.
the
Yeah.
Tylenol murders in the early
That
'80s
was
were done
Chucky.
by a doll. Yeah.
That was Chucky.
Yeah.
While the family watches old home movies, Nika notices someone peculiar in the footage.
Oh, speaking of footage, did you know if you watch some of the old tapes of the Jonestown deaths,
Okay.
when they drank the Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
right? And it was cyanide, or it was a concoction. Yeah. Almost 1,000 people, by the way.
Yep.
That's insane. Almost 1,000 people drank the poison and
Yep.
died. But if you look at some of the photos and things like that in the background, deep background, Chucky.
Yep.
There's a little Chucky.
Makes sense.
How fucked up is that?
He's wearing a robe too.
Yeah. He's into it.
Oh yeah.
He's so into it. Yeah. Please.
If you're like, hey, why did Franz Ferdinand have to change routes so that he could be shot by Gabriello Princip?
Chucky.
Nika notices someone
Who
peculiar.
told Hitler his paintings suck?
Oh, definitely Chucky.
Chucky. That's a Chucky.
Notices someone peculiar in the footage. She researches Chucky and somehow learns he was sent to them from an evidence depository. She finds news reports online of the doll's previous murders, along with a picture of Charles Lee Ray,
Dun,
the
dun,
guy
dun.
from the home movies.
That's the guy at their family barbecues.
He was at the family barbecues?
Sure was.
We don't know why.
Nope.
Okay.
As
Charles
this
Lee
is
Ray,
going
played
on,
by Brad Dourif.
Yep.
Yes.
15 years, 20 years after his, this is 2013?
25 years.
25 years after his original.
Brad needs help with math, and I can
do.
help him.
It's okay.
I do.
So this is the daughter of Dorf.
In real life?
Literally in real life and
No.
We're
No?
No.
Well, like, I don't want to spoil it,
yeah.
but
You
no.
just did.
As
your-
this
You
is
asked me
going,
a question.
With two hands on your knee, like a cocky little prince, you went, nah.
Chucky fatally electrocutes the hot nanny, who was having a very flirty in-house video chat with Barb.
Barb?
You thought she was flirting with the husband.
Okay.
You're heteronormative. Women can love
You
women,
walked
Ray.
me down the road.
I sure did.
I watched this with
I
my...
mean, to be fair, the movie is like, hey, look at the dad checking out the nanny. Oh, she's smiling back, and they do it like 4 or 5 times, and
Yeah.
I'm like, they're laying this on so heavy that it is
It has to be a twist.
too obvious. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
such
yeah,
an
yeah.
obvious.
I watched this
misdirect.
with my cousin and his wife, and she was like, I can't believe, like, she's like, oh yeah, this guy's banging the maid, blah blah, and it came out that it was the wife that was doing it, and I was like, you heteronormative. I said the exact same thing to her. I don't even know if you knew that.
Oh
did
my
not.
god.
We like to taunt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Barb leaves to go investigate.
Like powerless taunting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where it's just like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Barb leaves to
Like
investigate.
a little dog growling at a very big dog.
Oh, I see. I see how it is.
Yeah, I'm talking about our penises.
She awakens Ian, who reveals he placed a hidden camera in Chucky and knows about her affair.
He saw that.
So he did it like planting it like a nanny
nanny
cam.
cam.
Yes.
Okay. See, I like the idea of a nanny cam in Chucky that someone doesn't know is a killer doll.
Right?
Yes.
That's fun. I like
Exactly.
that idea. Yeah.
And they're like, wait a minute. They're watching the footage. And
yeah.
he's like, wait.
All right.
the
Now I'm
rat
going to
poison-
find out about this cheating. What? Hey.
Exactly.
Oh, she found the camera because it's moving.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, that's her.
Yes.
What's that knife?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
In
Oh
the-
no, sorry. What's that vial of poison?
Yes.
That'll happen 12 hours from now.
In the attic, Barb finds Chucky and notices the plastic on his face is slipping.
This part's so good.
She peels it away and discovers he's been concealing the stitches holding his face together. It's the Chucky we know and love.
It's great because
No
for,
one
the,
love.
for the fans of the movie, when you're introduced, it's a brand
Yeah,
new doll.
yeah.
So you're like, what is this? And then when you see this and she's like, what's this? And she starts taking it and you see the original face all fucked
Yeah.
up. It's a great moment.
What is this? This isn't the Chucky I know and love. The one that has 3 doll bodies, 4 souls, and Jennifer Tilly's playing Jennifer Tilly, and then also there's this thing, right?
Dude,
Like, yeah,
it's a good. It is really fun.
yeah.
He comes to life, stabs her in the eye before chasing Nika, who again, wheelchair.
Ooh, biblical.
Yeah. Nika wakes up Ian, the dad, who tries to escape with her. However,
I'm getting cucked by who?
she grabs an axe to defend herself, and that somehow makes Ian think that she's the killer,
yeah.
of the mom and Barb. Accuses her. Nika suffers a heart attack and conveniently passes out. She wakes up, and she's been tied up by Ian.
She had a heart attack?
She
Brad
passed
is
out.
he's given you the cliff notes in the movie.
Yeah, I wasn't going to tell you the whole thing.
In the movie, one of the main storylines is that she has a heart condition,
Yeah.
and her sister Barb is there, and she's like, "You can't live alone. Now that this person is dead, you can't live alone. You can't take care of yourself."
Yeah.
So throughout the movie, this is alluded to, and that's where it comes in. It's not like it's just like,
Right.
oh, she's a 28-year-old girl that has a heart
Yeah,
attack.
it's not
for
like
no
the
reason.
common dog.
Yeah. Okay.
She wakes up. Ian has tied her up, but Chucky kills Ian with the axe. Nia frees herself, but is shoved off the balcony in the main hall. So she falls to like the entryway.
I can't feel my legs.
Doesn't die. She asks Chucky why he killed her family. Chucky explains that when he was human, he was a friend of their family and was in love with the very pregnant Sarah.
The mom from the beginning.
In 1988, he murdered Nika's father and kidnapped Sarah, but was found by the police. He was convinced that Sarah led them to him, so he naturally stabbed the pregnant Sarah in the stomach, resulting in Nika's paraplegia. He then fled the scene, which led to the opening.
Heavy.
He then fled the scene, which led to the opening of the first Child's Play movie. This, despite the location and working with a partner details being changed. In an ensuing
Somebody saw Final Destination.
Yes, the looping around. In the ensuing struggle, Nika gets the upper hand and stabs Chucky. However, he reanimates as the cop from earlier arrives. Nika is arrested, found guilty of the murders, and is sent to an institution. The cop leaves to deliver Chucky to an unknown buyer or picker-upper, only to be murdered by Tiffany,
In
the
his
doll.
car.
Yeah. Jennifer Tilly cuts his throat,
She's back.
who then mails Chucky to the young girl Alice, who the 12-year-old
Yeah.
or whatever, who is living with her grandmother. Chucky has smothered Alice's grandmother off screen. Chucky begins to enact a voodoo chant to transfer his soul into Alice's body. A happy ending for Chucky. Roll credits.
Can I say the post credits?
Yes, you can.
So that's what you see, and the implication is just he's going to go into this girl's body, and Nika is being sent to a mental institution. Then you see a UPS guy drop off a big box again at
Jesus
someone's
fucking
house,
Christ.
and it's a random guy that you don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, and he's like takes the box upstairs, and he's walking up the stairs. The camera's following him. It goes to his apartment, and he puts the doll down on the table, and the camera starts panning around the apartment, and you see little Andy and his mom, and then Andy and the girl from the second one, and then Andy at military school, and then a diploma.
Andy with little Buzz Lightyear and
Yeah. And it's Andy's apartment. And in the background, like he's doing stuff, in the background you see the box, like a knife pops up and it starts cutting it open.
Yeah.
And it's great because it goes to the box and Chucky comes out of the box and he turns his head, shotgun in the face, and it turns to Andy.
Oh, that's fun.
It was great. What does he say?
Play with this, I think.
Yeah, he says
Oh, okay,
something,
Yeah.
and he goes Andy, and he shoots his face, and
Yeah.
that's how it ends. And I'm like,
I like that. That's
Great.
That's fun.
Awesome.
That's fun. By the way, man, these asylums are getting full of Chucky survivors. You'd
you're
think
gonna be
there's
full of
one-
Chucky's and Chucky survivors.
There's going to be a floor where everybody's like, "No, wait, you too?"
So, wait, so you're
I
saying
thought
that,
you hadn't seen movie number 7,
I was
right?
gonna say, so
No.
you're saying that the asylums are full of Chucky survivors, and you, as a filmmaker, are pulled there with your focus.
No, I was making a joke, as in not reality,
you made
as
a
in
jo- you made-
heightening the absurdity
You
of
made a
something
joke
dumb.
in front of the studio execs, and they took it seriously, Ray. You have to follow through.
Yeah, Ray. You're gonna make the next Chucky movie. We're giving you a big budget of $18,000.
Okay, this time, Chucky. Are you familiar with Rachel Dolezal? This time
Nope.
with Chucky,
Yep.
right? Okay, you with me so far?
Yep.
Also, okay. How many dolls can we use, and how much of the genitals can we show?
Yeah, right.
This one's Chucky. Oops, all genitals.
Yes.
All right, and it's all the genitals all over the body. He's like, these are the only parts I could find.
Yeah.
But it's scary because you know how it's like the question is, what would you rather fight?
Yeah.
Like a horse or 1,000 guinea pig sized horses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, a horse-sized guinea pig.
Yeah.
Right. Flip it.
Yep.
What? Oh God! Here comes what is essentially a ball of little Chucky penises
I
rolling
like
at
that.
you. Terrifying.
It's very good.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's like Phantasm. Is it Phantasm?
Yeah.
With the steel ball that flows through the air. It's
Right.
like that, but it's little Chucky dicks.
I like that.
I don't.
Can I ask a question? Do we think
did.
that 1995's Toy Story named their main kid Andy because of Child's Play?
Maybe that's a fun idea.
I think so.
I like the idea of that.
Child's Play is not like it's like a hidden movie.
Yeah, we would have to
It's a
ask
mainstream thing.
Mr. Pixar.
John Lasseter,
Mr. Pixar.
he directed it.
Yeah, we'd have to ask.
I
John.
think I would guess yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's call him.
I thought Redman directed that.
Redman did Toy Story 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Written and directed.
Got it.
So
I'll say one thing that irked me. Budget. I understand. You have to
Oh
cut.
no, here we go.
No.
Back over to Brad's corner for Brad's irks and jerks. He
There-
always does this with every movie.
The set design was basically like blank walls. It was like my apartment. Very
Yeah,
sad.
yeah.
And like, okay, I get it. You're in this house. It would be like if we're like, we're filming in best video, but it was just one corner.
Yeah.
And we never showed anything else. And so like, it felt
Extremely low budget. Yeah.
like, oh, this family has lived here for years and years and years and never put up a painting or a picture.
and the mom was a painter.
Yeah.
And they didn't put any up.
Nope.
They had
Wow.
like two. It was a weird one.
Yeah.
I really liked the idea of, is this a reboot or not? And you find out it's not.
Yeah.
I love that part where they peel away his face. I love the Andy part. That part's
Yeah,
great.
that all of the thing with Andy sounded fun. I even
Yes.
like the visual of the knife.
The
it
knife
was
in the
funny.
box.
It was
No,
the
it was-
only
it was
time
really
they've ever
good.
shown anything like that.
Yeah.
It was very
was good.
funny.
It was good stuff.
That's fun. I really do like the idea of Brad having his irks and jerks at the end.
Oh.
And I love the idea of like, all right, Chucky 5, right? We're at 5 now. Chucky
that
5.
was 6. Yeah.
Sorry, Chucky 6, and it'll be no surprise, but today's jerk is Chucky.
I'm always careful when we talk about killers in movies in case they come to life and want to kill me. I want to say nice
That's
things.
fine. That's
Chuck
fine.
is he's pulling him along. He's bouncing Chucky's head off the floor.
No.
I'm carrying Chucky very kindly.
No.
Chuck's doing stuff to the Chucky doll.
I'm asking him.
You're asking him if you can do the stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're getting consent.
I'm seeing what he's into.
Good job.
Oh no, was that the toy that you needed to make sure wasn't in your sink when we went over your apartment?
I didn't say it was a toy. I said it was a personal item.
Yeah,
All
Chucky.
right.
That's my personal item.
Like, all right, be quiet.
You called me what,
Because
slut?
you filthy slut.
Yeah. You're like, hold on a second. You hear it in the other room.
Just get in the cupboard. I'm never going in the cupboard again. You always do this when you're embarrassed to be with me. You slut.
You filthy slut.
Movie number 7.
I love you, filthy slut.
Movie number 7, Cult of Chucky.
I'm mad that you guys reacted the way you did when I made a joke because it would be absurd for them to do that.
Well, whatever you're thinking, I don't think they did. They didn't take all the Chucky survivors and put them in a mental institution and have them team up.
To find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real. Real world
And
Chucky victims.
start getting murdered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cult
Would
of
that
Chucky.
be fun? Here's Noah. Here's Steve.
Yes.
Here's Claire. You filthy slut. Here's Chucky.
Wait a minute.
He's
Wait,
the seventh roommate.
You pan over to the right and then you pan down.
Yeah.
Right down.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What do they call those? The testimonials or interviews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little talking
Testimonials,
heads.
yeah.
Yeah, testimonials. Just being in the back room, like
Confessionals.
So confessionals. Sorry. Yeah. So I was I was getting to know Katie a little bit in the hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
Things were going pretty well. And then fucking Chucky came over. You just see like he's trying to kill them, and the cameras are in the corner.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
No, that's great.
That's so funny.
Cult of Chucky, 2017. Also direct to video.
This is before his cameo in Ready Player One.
Okay.
Andy
Cameo. Eat shit.
love doing that to you. If I can,
This was before his moment of being on the wallpaper that was Ready Player One.
in my brain during this, I craft a little thing to say, and I toss it over for Ray to go.
Jesus. It's a shame because I really don't think you have to like craft that hard. You know what I mean? I think you're putting a little too much effort into something real natural.
I think the eyes roll enough discussing these films.
Guys, we're in it now. We're in it.
This is where we turn and don't want to go home.
No, I live here. I told you. Brad, you're never taking that makeup off. It's starting to look more real as I see
You
it.
look cool. Are you kidding me?
Your
This
hair
the
is
best you ever looked.
beautiful.
Andy's out on a date. It goes poorly.
Do you need to feed your donkey outside?
I love the way you look.
I'm gonna flush this wig just so Chuck can't send it back to Amazon and get his money
Yeah, in
back.
the return period.
It's soaking wet when it shows up at the return.
Andy's on a date. It doesn't go well because of the whole Chucky past.
So it's Andy now.
Yes.
We're back to Andy.
Yes.
By the way,
Is it
original.
played by the original boy?
Yes.
That I like.
And he's been gone since Child's Play 2, and he
Yeah.
returned in the post-credit scene in the last one.
That I like. Now, did this boy,
See, he likes this
in that
series.
period of time, shut your mouth. In that period of time, did this actor do anything bad that we know about?
No, he's a good guy.
Yep.
Perfect. Great.
He's not the best actor that I've ever seen act.
You're kidding me. This is rocking my world.
What's
to
interesting
the
is
core.
I think he was a better actor at age 6.
That's probably because he was like acting then.
They were just showing him Chucky, and he was crying.
This kid's got it.
I'm gonna kill you.
You filthy
It's
slut.
perfect. This is perfect.
This kid's gonna win an
Now
Oscar.
lay on the ground. We're gonna make it look like it's gonna stab you in the face.
Just walking.
Andy gets home, opens a safe in his wall,
I love this. I love it.
and there you see a tortured head of Chucky.
He's like, you can't kill him.
That's pretty fun. Wait, so could the body run around without the head?
Yes.
Not. I mean,
It did in an earlier movie.
did it?
Yeah.
When?
Okay.
The first movie, I
See,
think.
that's the thing. But I do like the idea of just the head.
No
Yeah.
eyes though.
One eye.
On the body.
Okay.
No, and the body wouldn't have any
Yeah.
eyes. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it just sort of bumps into things.
But yeah, he basically he goes home and he's going to drink some whiskey and torture the
He's-
old Chucky.
He
head.
goes, looks like
Yeah.
another night with just me and you.
Yeah.
And he goes and he gets like a big flamethrower
Like a- yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And Chucky's like, fuck you, Andy. I'm going to fucking kill you. And Andy sits there and he's like smoking weed. And Chucky's like, come on. He's like, give me a hit. He's like, all right. And he gives him a hit. And then he takes the flamethrower and he puts it to his face and he just starts torturing him.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is cool. This is a fun idea.
Yeah.
Chuck loves torture.
I mean,
Well, I think
did the boy at any time attempt to get his mother out of the insane asylum?
We don't know what happened to her right now. I don't know if we do find out.
Do you know what happened to her? She was actually in the insane asylum, and 1,000 maniacs
Oh, no.
got a hold of her.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What did they do? They just taught her how to live, and she's fine.
No,
So it was
You would be-
100 maniacs. What are you sick?
it was 1,000.
It was 100.
Son of
Oh.
100 Maniac. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
You
Speaking of mental
Jesus
institutions,
Christ, this
Well, you got to up it in the sequel.
guy. By
speaking of
900 maniacs.
speaking of mental institutions,
How long did this take?
Nika is in a mental
Dave.
institution after being framed by Chucky for the murder of her family. Nika now believes she was responsible for the kills and that Chucky wasn't real.
They've convinced her.
Yeah.
They've basically hypnotized her into believing it. I will say, just final thing about the beginning.
Yep.
I do like in this world of slashers, Halloween, Friday 13th, all this stuff, where it's like they just keep coming back.
Mm-hmm.
In the typical movie, they just try to kill him again.
Yeah.
The idea of being like, I'm just going to keep his head in a safe and
That's
torture him
fun.
for fucking up my
I
life.
do think that's fun. There are. Oh, I almost said seeds of ideas, but
Oh.
there are little nibble nuggets of ideas in here
Yes.
that I do
Lot of
like.
great stuff.
And I think if you took the niblets and you built them up,
Like a chicken nugget.
here's the niblet becomes a nuglet,
Yeah.
and then you build one movie with those good ideas. That could be an interesting Chucky movie. Does that make sense?
Could we then make a sequel with all the bad ideas?
They did over and over.
Come on, Redman. He's going to be a brother.
Say that.
Nika's psychiatrist, who's also kind of sexual assaulty, like he's a gross guy.
Okay.
He has her sent to a medium security facility from the high security facility where she was.
Okay.
She meets fellow patients Angela, Claire, Madeline, and Malcolm, a man who suffers from DID, dissociative identity disorder.
Okay.
During a group therapy session, the psychiatrist shows them all a good guy doll.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline, who was institutionalized for smothering her baby, immediately begins to treat the doll as if it were her baby, a real child.
Sad.
Yes, very sad.
Extremely sad. I
Nika-
don't like that. Cut it out of the movie.
Nika is visited by Tiffany Valentine, played by Jennifer Tilly, the legal guardian of her niece Alice, and is devastated to learn that Alice has died.
Isn't Jennifer Tilly dead?
No, well, she's Tiffany Valentine.
She was
right.
alive.
Oh, sorry.
She was alive.
Yeah.
The doll?
You don't know. She's
No, she's Jennifer Tilly.
She's Jennifer Tilly, but
So confused.
possessed by the spirit of Tiffany, who was in the doll.
That's right.
Yes.
But she's okay. So that didn't die.
No,
Right.
No, but the remember the little girl Alice at the end that he was doing the thing on?
Yeah.
She's dead.
She's dead
off screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So can we call Jennifer Tilly Jennifer Tooley
Yes.
because it's like another version of her,
Yes.
or J Tools, if you
Yeah.
will.
J Tools leaves behind a second good guy doll, which is possessed by Chucky's spirit. That night, Chucky
So
awakens.
there's two good guy dolls, and we know that one of them is possessed by Chucky.
Yes, that's correct.
In the
What happened to the head?
just let it happen. See, the thing is, it's cutting between this and Andy's stuff, and we don't know if it's in the past. We don't know if it's in the future. We don't know what's going on. But here, by the way, Ray, look at me.
No.
Bring your eyes. Bring your eyes.
I'm checking
I
out.
don't, I'm not going to spoil anything for you.
I feel like I'm in the asylum.
I'm
And they're holding two weird-looking dolls at me, and they're telling me that Chuck and Brad aren't real. They're figments of my imagination that I created to torture myself.
Stop imagining me, please.
I would say, you know how I just said we don't know if it's in the past?
Yeah.
I don't want you to take that as to mean it's in the past. I'm just saying we don't know. We don't like when you're watching it,
Yeah.
the audience is supposed to be feeling like,
What?
wait, we're seeing but Chucky's over there. Why
Yeah.
is he here?
Yeah.
Everybody in the theater. Sorry, I said theater.
Yeah.
It didn't go.
Living room.
Sitting around
Everyone's-
Chuck's living room.
Everyone sitting in Chuck's living room is going, Da Fook?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
Like that?
thank you.
Da Fook?
Dafu?
Da Fook?
Yeah.
Oh, movies that make you go, Da Fook?
Chucky awakens and discovers Nika has slit her wrists in despair at her niece's death. The next morning, Nika finds that her wrists have been stitched up and Angela has been killed.
Chucky's like, you're not dying like that. He stitches her up.
She realizes that
I like that. That's a great turn too.
She realizes
Sure,
her
yeah.
delusions of Chucky were real all along.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck next kills Claire by shooting an air canister into
You
the
just said Chuck
You
now
did
kills.
say Chuck, not Chucky.
Yep. Next kills Claire by shooting an air canister into the skylight above an operating table, just like the swingers dying from Bride of Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Malcolm begins to refer to himself as Charles, making Nika suspect that Chucky has transferred the soul into him.
So now there's three potential embodiments of this evil.
Potential.
Potential, I said potential.
Andy learns about the murders and realizes Chucky has somehow transferred his soul into multiple vessels simultaneously. The psychiatrist hypnotizes Nika and is going to sexually assault her, but is knocked unconscious by Chucky.
And Chucky's like, this guy's fucked up. What
Yeah.
the hell's going on here?
Even for me, yeah. Chucky then
There's
attempts
a line, slut.
Yeah.
Well, he's basically like, I don't know whether to kill this guy or take notes. That's what he says.
Okay, yeah.
Chucky then attempts to coax Nika into killing the doctor, but Nika refuses. Later, Madeline smothers her good guy doll with a pillow, forcing her to confront her real child's death. Orderlies bury the doll out in the yard to help her process the grief. I don't get it.
Jesus. Remember last year when we did Jigsaw
Yep.
movies, all the Saw movies, and you had the bulletin board
Mm-hmm.
with the thread and we're figuring it all out? That's what this one movie needs.
Yeah.
I know. I agree. That at first I was
This is-
doing it, but these characters are so unimportant, and
Yeah.
they're in the last movie.
It's
weird.
so frustrating because the last one was convoluted to hell for different reasons.
Yes.
No, the one before that.
Yes.
Yes.
See,
The one
Yes,
before
see,
that
yeah.
was super convoluted.
Yes, yes.
And then they're like, let's go to a simple, grounded story with the Curse.
Yeah, Curse.
And now they're like, now let's get a little more sloppy with all this stuff.
Yep.
I wonder, what year was this again?
2017.
Oh, okay, no. Because
Yep.
I was going to say, it did Saw influence this thing. I don't know.
Andy comes
Yeah.
to the institution. He's like, I got to put things right. So he gets himself committed By punching a security guard. That's right, Ray. If you punch a security guard at a mental institution, you are automatically committed to that mental institution.
Well, I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
That is terrifying. Can I tell you honestly, one of my biggest unfounded fears
Yep.
is to be committed to an insane asylum when you are not in need of that.
Yes.
It is truly terrifying.
I could see you being committed for sure. Like, seriously. And Brad has another fear of him going to jail for murder that he didn't do.
So yeah, so a lot of people have the I don't want to go to jail and when unfairly go to jail like that. To me, it scares me more the idea of a mental institution.
You can just be held.
Yeah, because by the simple, like, you know how in a movie somebody who goes to jail, they're wrongfully accused,
Yeah.
And they're like, I didn't do it, and everybody's like, yeah, same as us,
Right.
that kind of thing. In a mental institution, it's terrifying because by simply like logically stating your case and being like, look, I understand what you think this is. I am not that, and I am actually sane.
Yeah.
Here's this. Like, doing that makes you look crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
so scary. Plus, prison, they can lock you up. In a mental institution, they can be like, great, and now we're going to force these like medications into you and do all these things. It's so scary.
For sure. That's probably why it's in so many horror movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's in and it's in Halloween as like a huge thing.
Right. I mean, it's happening in Terminator 2, right?
That's
Like,
right.
Stuff like that. But yeah, it's that has always scared me more than going to jail for a crime.
Well, then don't punch a security guard at a mental institution.
That's fair.
Okay.
That is
All right.
fair.
All right. Carlos, friendly nurse / orderly, delivers a third good guy doll. Madeline, who had the child one, is visited by her own doll who had climbed out of its grave and allows it to smother her with a pillow.
Now the third good guy doll has a shitty haircut.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah, they called him Buzzcut on set.
Okay.
The psychiatrist.
It's so the idea of the doll killing the woman that smothered her child, and she thinks it's her child smothering her. It's so dark.
Really is.
It's the darkest fucking thing.
Really
in a
is.
fucking killer doll movie.
Yep.
Of, like, we're talking about Chucky.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're talking about a franchise that was like, get the turkey baster for Jennifer Tilly.
Yep.
And then it's that. That is
Yeah.
psychologically so fucked.
I agree.
The psychiatrist attempts to assault Nico once again, but is knocked out by a Chucky
This
doll.
guy's a real Chuck.
Chucky.
Nika realizes that two of the dolls are alive. One is smart and uses big words. The other's all about killing. They explain the original Chucky found a voodoo spell that allowed him to separate his soul into multiple hosts. Alice was one such host but was killed. They animate the third Chucky, the buzz-cut one.
They wake him up. They said, wake him up. And then
Yeah.
they do the thing on him.
Very
They wake him
quick.
up.
He arrived at the same time Andy did. The three dolls kill the friendly orderly when he wanders into the room. One of the Chucky dolls splits his soul into Nika, possessing her and giving her body the ability to walk again.
Cool.
That's not how muscles
I hate
work.
this. I really deeply hate this because it's
we
like
do get a good part.
none of
coming up.
this matters anymore. If he can split his being into anything, anyone,
Yep.
and seemingly anything, then none of this has any meaning. None of this has rules. None of this has anything because it can just be whatever. And even if you end the movie, you're like, yeah, whatever. He fucking put himself in a table leg. Who gives a shit?
A murderous table.
And now the
leg.
table leg can put itself into this, that can put itself into this, that can put itself into this. And now everybody's Chucky. It's Planet Chucky. Fine. Put me in a rocket and shoot me the fuck out of here. The rocket is Chucky.
You got there. So Nika can walk again. She brutally stomps on the psychiatrist's head, killing him. Malcolm, our DID guy, is killed by one of the dolls after admitting he's not really, Charles. It was just one of his personalities. Chucky 3, Buzzcut, unlocks Andy's cell and attacks him. Andy is ready for this and rips open the doll's chest to pull out a hidden gun. It was Andy's plan all along.
That was cool. He put in the what he had.
Yeah.
He put a gun inside.
I like that. I
That's
like
cool,
that idea.
right?
His-
Yeah.
That's right. His plan was to hide a gun
It sounds like you're an Andy fan.
inside a doll that is going to come to life and try to murder him. Did the gun hinder the transformation to murder doll? No.
No.
Did Andy know he was going to be committed? No.
Yes.
Did he have a plan if multiple Chuckies came to kill him?
Possibly.
Unclear. Andy kills Chucky.
Also, thank God that Chucky didn't go, "There's something in my body."
Yeah.
You know?
Andy,
Feels like, feels like a gun is in my heart and chest and guts.
Yep. Andy kills
Do
that
you
Chucky
feel that
doll.
way, other Chucky?
So close to finishing. But is unable to escape before Nika, possessed by Chucky, locks him inside his cell and leaves him behind inside a mental institution with a host of unsolved violent deaths, just like his childhood home, his foster home, and his military school. I'm sure this won't come back to bite him. Nika Chucky escapes and reunites with Tiffany, the doll. The two drive off together. Oh, sorry, Tiffany,
The human.
the human, Jennifer Tilly's body, Tiffany the doll's soul. The two drive off together with a Tiffany doll, also alive, sharing a portion of Tiffany's soul. After the credits,
I am so lost. I'm
car.
genuinely...
so there's three bodies in the car. One is the Tiffany doll.
Which is the original OG Tiffany? No.
Well,
'Cause
she was
isn't that
burned. She
in-
died. Yeah,
But isn't that
it was
in
the-
Jennifer Tilly?
Yes.
Yes.
But
So what is this
They
Tiffany?
figured out how to split their souls, Ray.
that was it.
I hate that. It is
Yeah.
the dumbest thing.
You know what?
Oh no, Jason learned cloning.
You know what's
Yeah.
going to happen?
Fuck off.
Jason,
I hate this.
on your deathbed, I'm going to split your soul into someone. And you're going to be
Fine.
so thankful.
Fine. Please do. And you know what? I will eat my words when that happens. Egg on my face. Egg on my soul split face.
I'm going to put you in Chucky, by the
I
way.
was gonna say Chuck messed up and he was touching a table leg, and Ray is now a table leg.
Oh great, I'm a sentient piece of furniture. Thank God I can split this
How
off
I
into
feel on
anything
this
now.
podcast.
So okay, so you have two. You have
Two-
You hear what he said?
No.
You said I'm great. I'm a sentient piece of furniture. He goes, that's how I feel on this podcast.
That laugh.
Oh no, it's Chucky.
It's so frightening.
It's Chucky.
Oh, that's so good.
So there's three beings in this car.
I don't want to do it anymore. I want to go home.
Tiffany,
I want to call my wife to
That's
pick
his
me
free
up.
being.
Tiffany
Okay.
the puppet. Tiffany.
Not puppet. Doll.
Oh my God, it would be such a shambles if she got put in a puppet.
Tiffany the doll. Tiffany
the-
inside Jennifer Tilly.
Tiffany the Tilly.
Yeah, and Chucky inside Nika.
Jesus Christ.
And that's
And then there's various other Chuckies in the insane asylum.
well. Here's a post-credit scene.
It doesn't matter. None of it matters because there's like 40 Chuckies running around.
We cut to Andy's house and the Chucky head just sitting out on the table. Someone comes in the house, and the big reveal is that it's Kyle, the older foster sister from Child's Play 2, the return we were all waiting for. Anyway, she advances toward the Chucky head with some pliers, and we hear Chucky screaming, and that's that.
I didn't see that scene, but I
so
believe you.
so is it like, did she end up with Andy?
I think. I mean, the implication is probably that there's still a good person that could save him. I guess
Yeah, yeah.
it's the sister from Child's Play 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that scene. I agree with you. I don't think that they should be putting his soul into multiple things. I think
It's chaos.
it's just too much to make a story out of.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because
I will
nothing
say-
has any weight, value, or meaning.
If you are setting up for Gremlins versus Chucky, okay.
Fuck.
But anyway, I agree. However,
Yeah.
gun part cool. I will say
I like this Andy. I like the idea of this Andy. That reminds me of that one character in Friday the 13th. That surviving kid. Originally, I believe
Tommy Jarvis.
Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of a Tommy Jarvis.
Yes, it is.
One, well, we talked about the movie before being, or the 2 movies ago being shot in England, and like, do you hear the English accents? In this, there's a very Canadian sorry in the film. Like one of the nurses says it. She's like, I have to leave. I'm sorry. And it's like,
Oh yeah, she quits.
it's so evident. And
Yeah.
again, like, we think about the military school and it's like where their kids around. There were like 6 patients at this mental institution.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
and I get it.
Yeah,
budget
it's about
constraints.
budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say one weird thing that I thought was so uncomfortable. Nika's like she's a very cute girl. She's like Fiona Dorff. She's probably like, I guess 28, something
Yeah.
like that. And when she wakes up as Chucky, voiced by Brad Dourif, her father in real life, she gets up and she's trying to talk like Chucky, and she's like, I guess there are some perks to this, and she's like squeezing her own titties, and I'm like, this is so weird, right? Like that's
Yeah,
weird.
that is
Yeah.
weird.
That's a weird choice for
Yeah.
his daughter. If it wasn't his daughter, I'd be like more like, yeah. But then it's like, no, do we need this in the script? Like she can make that joke without being that.
I feel here's the
right.
problem though. I think if Chucky embodied the body of a woman like that, I think he would make comments about
Yeah, I
it.
think,
think you would
if
too.
any Chuck or Chucky embodies
Yeah.
a woman like that, that's what's happening.
I agree.
That's where it's starting.
Yeah. So that's the end of the
Original
OG series
run of movies.
and it goes on to the TV show.
Do you know what? Do you know what the ultimate conclusion is for that movie? What they've established there? Honestly, if you game it out to the end, it is Andy and the foster
Kyle.
home sister Kyle. Andy and Kyle on a planet completely overtaken by Chucky, and it's all Chucky's all day long, and it's the two of them fighting through as if it was like a zombie apocalypse, but they're all Chucky.
Yep.
So
I'll say two ways out of that. One, to end it, you have to break the amulet.
Break the amulet.
Right. And we learn that as the soul gets split into more and more parts, they get weaker, or the influence
Yeah.
gets weaker, or something,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like
oh,
that.
multiplicity.
The multiplicity
Yeah.
effect.
That
So
was
it's just
funny.
a bunch of dumb Chuckies.
That would be funny. If
Are
there
we
was
positive it hasn't happened already?
I'll say this though.
Yeah.
I think if you were able to kill all the Chuckies besides that main head,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like he'd be able to put himself in a thing because they need to do stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could do it, but okay. So we're gonna go into the final movie, which is the reboot. But before we do that, we have to at least acknowledge the television show.
Right.
Now, the television show is at 3 seasons. They're pretty highly rated. They're really well liked. And I watched the first season in preparation for this. And we're not going to go into it on this because
That
it's
would
just
be
too much.
So much.
Yep.
Hopefully, it'd be great to do one by the end of the month where we talk about the show a little bit. But I thought the show was, in terms of the scope of the film project of the show, which is a TV show on Peacock, much, much higher, in my opinion, than Curse and Cult of Chucky.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty fun and well written. And at first, you're kind of like, oh, they're not talking about this, not talking about this. But slowly, all of the storylines have come in. And I would just want to point out this one thing that I thought was really cool is that in the show, Fiona Dorff is in the show, and she plays Charles Lee Ray. And she looks like him. And they and at first, when they were showing this character, Charles Lee Ray, pre-1988, I was like, oh, who's this person? They're doing a killer job. It's really great.
Yeah.
And it's just her, and Brad Dourif is doing her voiceover.
That's so fun.
And it's great. It's really, really, I think it's a really cool choice. It's a really
Yeah.
fun choice. This is obviously a cult horror series. So I think what they're doing with the show is really honoring the history of it in a way where they're like, we're going to try to reconcile everything, but make a high quality thing too. So we're going to see how that goes. And everything I've seen so far, I'm really, really impressed with.
Yeah.
Because it is tough. I mean, as we've said before on the podcast about this series, the other series, a lot of other movies, these get passed off from studio and directors and producers and writers and
Right.
all this stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like, you might have a great vision for the first movie, and it's a really well-rounded, it's a good story. It's
Yeah.
a good, solid story without these problems. But then when it gets passed around for 30 years to different people with different agendas and people who care less about story and more about getting people into the door, whatever, or keeping it going, it gets tough. But I think they're doing a really cool job with the TV show,
So-
and I think it's good to check out if you like the movies.
I guess you could say, in dealing with all of those different elements,
Yeah.
it becomes a real problem child. Da-na-na-na-na.
All right.
That was good. That was
That was
quality. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's good.
I'm at a point now where really logic is gone. You
Like,
know
so
what I mean?
you would say right now you're at a point where I want to clean the state and start over with this character.
No.
That's because we're going to do that right
No,
now.
I want to bury it.
Now,
So here's my question though. In the last couple of films, nothing about where did the little Chucky Jr. go? The one that was two things, Glenda.
so he's Or they are not in this.
Yeah, they're in the bodies of real human children
And that are off screen
that
away
are
somewhere.
adopted by Jennifer Tilly.
But not the Jennifer Tilly in the last movie.
Well, we just didn't see her.
Yeah.
We didn't see her with those children. However, I will say I haven't watched the full run of the show. They are in the show.
Okay.
Glenda is in the show. I think, honestly, from what I know, back in the body of the original doll, as far as I know. But I haven't watched past season 1 yet.
Okay.
But I know that they're
They play
a
it
part
fast
of season
and
2.
loose with this like
They sure
possessed
do.
by thing,
Yep.
huh?
Yes.
Child's Play 2019.
Now, my biggest problem going into this, no Brad Dourif, replaced by, you might know him from a little movie called Star Wars.
Redman.
Yes.
He's not-
Redman was in Star Wars.
Oh, he was in the suit for Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Right. Who do you think it was from Star Wars?
Well, you said it earlier.
You sure did.
And
Yeah.
also, the person I would pick would be a phenomenal voice actor,
yes.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Right.
The Kazlan Corporation has just launched Buddy, a part of their Amazon/Google/Apple infrastructure to tie into the idea of smart homes. These dolls are designed to be lifelong companions to their owners and to learn from their surroundings.
And this is pre-Mithrigan, which is the same thing.
Despite it being
I
much
mean, they
larger,
made a fucking like Disney Channel movie about the idea of
a
like,
smart
Of
house.
course.
yeah.
Despite it being much larger and more cumbersome than a phone or even an app, the Buddy doll is very popular. At a Kazlan assembly factory in Vietnam, an overworked employee is verbally abused and fired by his supervisor.
I hate this part.
In retaliation, he sabotages a Buddy doll by disabling all of its safety protocols: language, violence, safety.
So there's a protocol in it that says violence inhibitor, and he turns it to off. It's literally the Krusty doll from The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Evil.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I hate that. So this one, the crux of this is just it's a non-soul thing. It's
Yep.
just an evil robot.
Well, everyone's shitting on voodoo, so we have to go with this, Jerome.
Oh, so it's either voodoo or just an algorithm.
Yep. In Chicago, Karen Barkley, played by...
Violence inhibitor. Fuck off.
I know.
That was our reaction in the theater.
Yeah.
In Chicago, Karen Barkley, played by notoriously sympathetic single mom type character Aubrey Plaza.
And I love Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Yep.
But sympathetic single mom,
Oh, I forgot that this movie came out.
Yep.
Now that you said that, I remember the trailer and I laughed and I was like, I'm not going to see that.
That's a good
But
choice.
yeah. Oh my God.
Yep. She has a 12-year-old hearing impaired son, Andy. They've moved into a new apartment in Chicago.
Deaf Andy?
Is a 12-year-old more sympathetic than a 6-year-old? These producers think so.
say it.
In an attempt to cheer Andy up about the relocation and the presence of her new shitty boyfriend Shane,
Oh shit.
Karen blackmails her boss to procure a defective Buddy doll. It's revealed to be the one that was tampered with earlier. Does the blackmail make her as sympathetic as the mom from the original who spent all her money on a good guy doll? These producers think so.
I think that, as Brad is going to probably agree with and say, I just think that they made so many bad decisions of making this story make you emotionally attached to it. Like the concept of the reason it's evil is just a guy was like, fuck this, I'm going to turn off the thing. And then
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza is just Aubrey Plaza, but as a single mom, where in the original movie, the single mom is like, Annie, I'm working as much as I can. I'm trying to get you a birthday gift.
Right,
and she
right.
loves him. It's
Yeah.
just like not at all the formula
Yeah.
that actually made this work to me.
Once activated, the doll names itself Chucky for no reason at all and becomes attached to Andy. Since Andy's only friend at this point in the movie is Detective Mike Norris, played really well by Brian Tyree Henry.
He is good.
His mom, Detective Norris's mom lives down the hall. Chucky helps him befriend two other children, Fallon and Pug. But Chucky also begins to display violent tendencies. Like the cat scratches Andy, and Chucky tries to strangle it. Normal kid stuff.
I'll say too, just to kind of paint a picture.
Yep.
I hated the design of this doll. I thought the design was awful. What did you think?
I did not care for it. Do we have a
Oh,
a
you got
cover?
Cult up right now. You got to change the thing.
It's over there.
Oh yeah.
So you can't really see the design as much in this.
Yeah, but it's clearly
Different.
yeah, and it's more angular and almost anime face a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
weird because the original Chucky doll, it really replicates like a Cabbage Patch doll or a Buddy or My Buddy
My
or whatever.
Buddy, yep.
It really feels like it could be. You could see it in a store and it would make sense to you. This feels like what we're watching a horror movie. What's going on here? You know what I mean? It's like the design is terrible. One thing that I do think is cool throughout, and I know this is not going to be in your plot synopsis, is whenever Chucky does something like he tries to hurt someone or kill someone, he's doing it for Andy.
Yeah.
And when Andy is like, Chucky, like, why did you do this? The doll will just look at him and he'll play audio clips of Andy talking about how much he hated the person. And I'm like, that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good thing to kind of make it like really turn it around on the person.
Sure.
That said the negative things in the first place. So
But
I'll give him that.
It does bring to question this idea, with original Chucky in the original film, when it starts to turn and be killer, you buy it because of horror, hauntingness, possession, right?
Yep.
In this case, it's only as strong as it was made.
Yep.
And did this company that's selling a doll for, I don't know how much money, making it so it's like it should probably be we should make the doll be able to lift 200 pounds.
That's why, like, violence inhibitor. I'm like,
Yeah.
who put violence in it?
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? It's
Yep.
like, it's so bizarre.
I understand what they were going for with that idea of a violence inhibitor, meaning like we created an AI.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we need to make sure the AI won't hurt anyone.
like the laws of robotics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But to just have like a switch of violence inhibitor.
Yes.
Don't have a switch.
Of course.
It's baked into the programming.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's never a time where they would go, okay, turn the violence back on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless they were selling it's like-
Bodyguards.
yeah. It's
for-
like
yeah.
a Chucky doll, right? Like it's like, oh, I'm your new best friend. I'm a good guy, right? And then they also are selling like in other countries where things are not the same.
They need protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I'm a good guy. I will protect you.
Listen,
Yeah.
our AI bodyguards didn't work out, but we put them all in the body of these dolls.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh my God. Oh, I almost said something that would. I don't even want to say it.
Say
Yeah,
it.
Don't say it.
Say it. He's the devil on your shoulder. I'm the angel telling you to tell the truth.
The kids
Oh,
watch.
what's that?
Which one of us looks more like
Hold
the
on.
devil?
It just came in. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Joseph Biden has pledged 1,000 violence inhibitor off Chucky dolls to Israel. This is not good.
I like my joke about like which one looks more like the devil right now.
Yeah. No, that's
fun.
fun.
I
That's
think that's
safe. Nothing can happen over there. That's great.
The kids watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and laugh and laugh and laugh at the face scalping scene.
Somebody's gonna get a face scalping.
One morning, one day, Andy arrives home to find that his cat Rooney is dead.
Rooney?
Yep, Mickey Rooney.
Ed Rooney?
Mickey Rooney.
Rooney Mara.
No, I think it's Ed Rooney.
It's definitely Mickey Rooney. They established it several times. Chucky.
No, it's Ed Rooney, the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day
Chucky
Off.
killed the cat because it was
Another
seen
monster. They
as an-
should have had his inhibitor on.
Chucky killed it because it was seen as an obstacle between like him and Andy.
Yeah.
Chucky next terrorizes Shane, the Aubrey Plaza's terrible boyfriend, which leads Shane to yell at Andy and shove him. Not cool. Andy is, he leaves and Andy's like, I wish he would just go away forever. And Chucky is like, bet. Take that, Gen Z. Chucky somehow follows
No
the man
cap.
home, where it's revealed he is in fact married with children. What a POS.
Oh. Now, was Chucky wearing like a trench coat and a hat?
Like
We-
Raphael
we-
and Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, trying to hide the fact that he's like a noir film,
We
like
don't- we
following
don't-
him with a cigarette in
We
his
don't
mouth.
see it.
There's a
actually.
lot of self-driving cars in this.
Yes.
Okay, because it's the
Yeah.
future
Yep.
where you can have this robot doll
Yep.
and you've got self-driving cars.
Chucky knocks over the ladder. Shane is out like taking down Christmas lights. Chucky knocks over the ladder, which
They don't have a fix for that in the future?
Nope. Shatters. Shane falls, breaks both his legs.
My legs.
He's screaming, but the kids, his kids, are inside on screens with earphones, so they don't hear him.
Yep.
Chucky then activates like a rototiller that scalps Shane's face and kills him. He delivers Shane's skinned face as a gift to Andy, who's so upset that he doesn't call the police but does call his dumb friends. To hide the skin, to get it into the garbage chute down the hall, the kids wrap the face around a bowling ball, then try to hide it in wrapping paper. It's a dumb plan. Aubrey Plaza catches them, and Andy says, "This present is for Mama Norris down the hall." And Aubrey Plaza calls him on it and says, "Let's go give her the present now." It's a cute idea. So they give her the present, and Andy's like, "We'll open it next week on my birthday." So now the face of a dead man on a bowling ball inside wrapping paper is inside the apartment of the mom of the detective.
Yeah.
Mike Norris begins an investigation of Shane's death. Face is missing. There's toddler footprints around, etc. Showing some actual thought, Andy and his friends disable Chucky and throw him into the building garbage chute. The creepy building handyman finds and fixes Chucky, and they show, like, oh, he's a gross perv. He's got hidden cameras and all these, like in Aubrey Plaza's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky kills the handyman.
Did you put a hidden camera in my bathroom?
Yes. Using a convenient number of Caslin connected devices, including a thermostat that goes up to 180 degrees.
Why, when this creep was rebuilding Chucky, making him faster, stronger, why didn't he why didn't he look and go, oh, man.
Oh, he didn't look at the software.
The violence inhibitor. I thought it was like a switch.
Nope.
It was like, it was in the computer.
It's in software, yeah.
Okay.
But it said violence inhibitor.
Yeah.
It turned it off.
Yeah.
In the software.
You'd think there'd be a quick check for that.
I mean, you'd also think these things are cloud connected. They could push out an update.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Wouldn't it be amazing if Chucky's like about to kill and then like a pinwheel shows up in his eyes?
Yep.
And he's rebooting?
Yeah, they just go straight blue. Just blue screen.
Yeah, just blue. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're safe. And then you hear, doom.
I'll also say, like, they established early on, like, this Chucky is the Model 1 doll. The Model 2 doll is coming out in 2 weeks or whatever.
So no one wants the Model 1.
So no one wants the Model 1, but the pervy guy is like, I'm going to sell this thing for so much on eBay. And, like, hooks up a car battery to its chest or whatever. Like,
okay.
it was dumb.
Why didn't they make it that this guy was like,
Yeah, my little fuck doll.
you know what I mean?
Also, why does the thermostat go up to 180 degrees? Like, he's standing on it. He's standing on his Caslin powered table saw.
Yes, it's true.
And then it turns on and it's kind of tilted.
No,
and
he's
like,
not standing on it. Chucky put him on it.
Yeah, Chucky was like cutting him, and so he jumped up to hide from Chucky. And the saw turns on. Maybe Chucky plugs it in, but then Chucky turns the thermostat up, and he's holding onto a steam pipe, and it gets too hot, and he falls. And
all right.
Yep. He then kills Mama Norris by taking over a Caslin self-driving car, crashes it into things. Good thing it's always mobile enough to crash into something else. Dumb. Despite heaps of evidence, Andy fails to convince his mom, Aubrey Plaza, that the doll has become murderous. She takes him along to her job at the Zed Mart to keep an eye on him the night of the big Buddy 2 release. So there's a big crowd. They all want the Buddy 2 dolls. This one has a leprechaun outfit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Suspecting...
Some of them are bears, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So they...
Sure. Some of them come with working genitals.
Yeah.
Chuck mentioned in the first Child's Play thing the idea of like the big mascot head. And so they have a big mascot head for the Buddy 2 doll.
Yeah.
And the guy inside, Chucky cuts his throat inside the mask, inside the comically oversized head. The guy falls down, blood everywhere, whatever. And so people are like rushing to get these dolls. Then Detective Norris tackles 12-year-old Andy. And just as Chucky takes full control of the building and its many other Buddy toys. Unclear on how he did it. Chaos is
cloud.
Yes, voodoo cloud. Chaos is unleashed.
Voodoo Cloud.
Trademark
we
us.
have a new app coming out. Voodoo Cloud. 9 months from now.
Yes. As employees and customers are brutally killed by rampaging Buddy dolls. Like a drone has sharp blades and cuts people.
Right, yeah.
It's well shot, but remarkably stupid. Detective Norris is wounded, and Andy and his friends escape. However, Andy has to return when Chucky holds his mom hostage. How did a tiny doll tie up and gag a full-grown Aubrey Plaza?
Mm-hmm.
Chuck would like to know, so he can do it.
They do. There's a really dumb thing in this, and we didn't talk about this, so I don't know if you noticed. Basically, they're trying to get out of the store. The doors are closing because Chucky wants them to close, right? Andy puts like a chair under it or jams something in
Shopping cart.
so he and his 3 friends can get out,
Mm-hmm.
even though he knows, as you find out in a second, that he's going to go back and save his mom. So they go outside. They're like, all right, come on out. He's like, no. He's like, I got to save my mom. And he kicks the shopping cart out.
Don't kick the shopping cart.
Now, Chucky's the one that wanted them closed. Why does he not want his 2 friends to come help him versus this
Sure.
thing?
Yep.
Like, what is the point of doing that moment besides, like, it's a dramatic moment?
Right.
But
Well, I
he's
think-
making things worse for himself.
I think the idea is like, I want to make sure you guys get out safe, but I'm going back for my mom, which is not what a 12-year-old in any capacity would ever think.
Even so,
But
it'd
don't
be
kick
better
the-
to have that thing open.
Yeah, exactly. Don't kick it closed.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Chuck would like to know. Andy has a showdown with Chucky in like the back stock room, the suspiciously large back stock room, and saves Aubrey Plaza. Like she's being hung on a forklift, and he has to climb up the thing, and Chucky's tackling him, and he grabs him. Chucky grabs cuts the rope. They fall.
Now, does the Chucky doll at this point no longer feel like he wants to protect
Oh, he's murderous.
Andy?
Now
Now
just
he's like,
murderous,
I'm
yeah.
going to kill
Yeah.
Andy.
I think that he probably ultimately
He feels rejected.
he
but-
feels
Yeah.
rejected.
Yeah. And Andy did
Feels?
sort of kill him. Yep.
I think he doesn't
He developed a soul.
He doesn't seem like he wants to kill Andy though. He seems like he wants to kill everyone around her.
Yeah.
Him.
Man, who programmed this? And then it cuts to a clip of like Steven Dorff typing, and he just looks at the camera and he goes,
You mean
Brad Dourif.
Dourif?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven Dorff.
Yeah.
Who's
Different guy.
that?
He's an actor.
Stephen Dwarf.
Nope.
No.
Troll 2.
Steven Dorff.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Was he in
is.
Blade?
Yes.
Yes,
okay,
yeah, I
sorry.
know who that is.
I think of him as Usual Suspects as the first role that comes
Oh,
to mind.
yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. Apologies to the Dorff family.
Yep.
I'm so sorry about this.
Chucky dives at Andy, but presumed dead Detective Norris shoots Chucky. Then Aubrey Plaza, who untied and ungagged herself, beheads the doll. Both realize that Andy was telling the truth. Andy and his friends later Goodfellas beat and burn Chucky's body. In the aftermath,
Leave him alone, man. He's still breathing. Leave him alone. Oh, that's Casino. Sorry.
yes, in the aftermath, the Caslin CEO announces a Buddy Dolls recall. As one of the dolls is placed into storage, his eyes flicker red and he smiles because no story can be self-contained.
Yep.
Hated it.
I didn't
Hated-
like it at
hated
all.
this
We
film.
saw that movie the same weekend that Toy Story 4 came out, I remember, and I really was disappointed. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be good, really. I didn't expect it
Sure.
to be
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
What sucks is I think that someone could make a good AI car movie like that. Like this thing is connected. I shouldn't say AI. I guess I'll say cloud-based.
Yep.
But I think that no matter what, whoever's
hard.
in charge of that, which is the people that made Child's Play 2019 and Mithrigan, I think they're just going to be catering to an audience where getting them in the theater is going to be more important than making a good movie.
Of course.
I don't think we're going to live in a world where that movie gets made well.
No, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you go too far in one direction, you're dealing with Terminator. And if you go, yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. There's a good version there, maybe. Possibly.
Someone could write one for sure. I think,
but it hasn't been written yet,
I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
or
think
hasn't
it's-
been made yet.
It definitely hasn't been. Made.
And I will say, making Chucky into a killing robot removes all of the like magic,
Yeah.
horror magic there,
Voodoo magic.
voodoo magic. So sorry, but yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it makes it just like
it
generic.
It did not need to be a Chucky movie.
I think it
Yeah.
shouldn't be a Chucky movie. I think the character of Chucky.
Well, you know what? You know what it probably was. It was probably a script that existed, and then they went, "Oh, we can call it Child's Play,"
Yeah.
That's
and
the
then
thing.
that was it.
I think that part of Child's Play that is probably one of the most important elements to the audience is that it's a real killer guy
Yeah.
in the body of a doll.
It's
Yeah.
possessing a doll.
All,
yeah,
all the stuff we were kept saying about the things it said, the choices that it made, the way that it looked at different things, the way that it acted, or like, when it wrote "fuck you, bitch" on the homework,
Right.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the fun of the series. And by turning that into a robot, you're just deleting that.
I also think even if you want to take it as a scary,
right.
Yeah.
and remove all the stuff, right? Try and be back in when you were a kid, scared of the idea of Chucky.
Yeah.
A possessed doll that lies to other people to manipulate the situation and wants to kill
Yeah.
is horrifying.
Yeah.
Right? Another robot gone bad is not that scary
Yeah.
because you can look at a robot thing
Yeah.
and it may look at you weird and do a thing and say, but you wanted me to. And you look
Yeah.
at that and you're like, this is just programming. It's a glitch. It's fucked up. It's broken, right? Not this wants to do this. Right?
I
so
agree.
there's a removal there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I agree there's a removal there. I think there is a way to play with that in a way that's effective, and I think it has been played. I mean, Terminator is a great example of how you can make it an action thing
Sure.
and a menacing thing. And I think that they did a good job with the movie AI making a robot sympathetic. But I think you're right. I
But
think
there's a
the
difference
idea
there
of,
because you have to lay the groundwork
right.
to fully go into this idea of, what does it mean to be human and a
Right.
robot being human and
Right.
it has a soul and all of that, which we've seen a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to do other laying the groundwork to establish now it's done all of that. It's realized it's alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's recognized itself, and it's recognized that it's evil and wants to kill you.
Right.
It's like too many things
Yeah,
have to happen.
I agree 100%. Yeah, this movie didn't work at all for me. I don't think. I mean, one thing that we didn't really focus on too much is changing a 6-year-old to a 12-year-old. Also makes
That's
it
big, yeah.
Also makes it different because like one of the things that they did in Child's Play, and the sentence remains, but they took out the storyline, is that Chucky says that his dad in heaven sent Chucky to be with him and heaven be with him. And so it's like that's really sad.
Yeah.
And you feel for the 6-year-old who that he says that to.
Yeah.
But 12 years old,
Yeah.
this kid's not going to believe this AI robot about anything like that.
Yeah, they're going to be like, nice try. Chuck Staten tried that on me when I was 10.
So they're taking out the idea of the doll has a personality that's a
Right,
killer.
right.
They're taking out the idea
This
of the
is
innocence of the
boring.
kid, and they're taking out the mom being like an ultimate good mom who's
Yeah.
doing her best
Yeah.
as a single mom and
It's
changing
just-
her to like a sardonic.
I'll also say, they had like, he shows Chucky his drawings, buddy cop drawings. And like he's got paintings that he's done here and there. Never comes into play.
No,
Yeah.
no.
And it's not like, you're a kid who likes drawing, you don't like sports. Doesn't come into play. Like there is nothing about it.
It just
It
seems
is
boring.
45 minutes of screen time or 45 seconds of screen time that could have been cut. I will say one nice thing about these movies. I think the longest in the series is 97 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
I don't think you can make a 2-hour Chucky.
One
I mean,
thing-
you can, but it'll be bad. Yeah.
with the Child's Play / Chucky series, I do think they consistently swung in different directions.
Yes.
It never felt like they said, people will like this, They kept doing weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do weird. Good. Do weird. Even if it doesn't work out all the time.
Yeah.
But we get to go, well, that moment was cool where he did this.
Yeah.
And this was a big thing we didn't expect. And this was cool. Go weird.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that
want you to
harkens
go
back
weird.
to what we've talked about so many times is like that, the VHS boom era and like DVD era, like the 80s, the 90s. I mean, the 70s was the birth of it, but whatever. When you could make movies at so many different levels of budget,
Yeah.
you could take swings, you could go weird, you
Yeah.
could make a thing in
That's
a
what I
weird
love.
way. And now we're in that space of IPs and corporate like movies, and that's what
This was-
just reeks of.
this was one of
You're
the-
never gonna get weird. You're gonna get so generic, like round off all the corners
Yeah.
on this thing. It
Yeah.
just becomes one blob.
Yeah.
It's
That's
funny. No pun intended. This was the most soulless
Yeah.
reboot that
Yeah.
I've seen. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Absolutely.
And it's tough. It was a bum out, but I would like to kind of say one more time. This came out in 2019, and I guess 2 years later, they hit you with the Chucky TV show, which does go back to the swings
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the weird, and really trying to make a good show and do something really interesting, and bringing in Devin Sawa to do great stuff, bringing Brad Dourif, Fiona Dourif, the original guy that played Andy, the original girl from Child's Play 2.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're trying to make something that feels like it's weird. Child's Play 2019 is like the antithesis
Yeah.
of Child's Play 1988, which they're building the bigger sets. They're
Right,
turning
right.
the sets. They're using different ways to make this happen. And it's like those were filmmakers doing a cool thing and figuring out, what if we do this? What if we do this? And this was the opposite of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, bummer.
But yeah, so we were thinking about the Muppets remake a little while ago on our show.
Yeah.
What if they did a Muppets remake where they did Child's Play and every human was a Muppet. Every person that's supposed to be human was a Muppet, and the only human in it was Chucky.
No.
That's great.
Great. It's just nonsense. I don't get it.
Great.
I mean, it's nonsense, which I guess is great in the world of Chucky.
Yeah,
I think that's a bizarre choice.
That'd be great.
I mean, I'm at a point now where I'm so lost in terms of just like what is real. Because whenever we do these, I'm always surprised we get to this point
Yep.
where I'm like, yeah, genuinely, I don't know. Yep. I don't. Is it 4 a.m.? I haven't looked at my watch since we started this episode. Is it 4 a.m.? Is it 12 a.m.?
It's 2 p.m.
Oh,
There's a line
no.
of customers outside.
Wouldn't it be amazing if somebody tapped me on the shoulder right now and then I turned, and then they were like, "Did you want extra sugar in
Yeah.
that?" Or something like that. And then
you're-
I look around, you guys are gone.
Oh, yeah.
None of this is here. And then people are all doing their things, and I'm like, huh? And then I look down in my hand,
Yep.
and there's a DVD case, and it's for a movie,
Oh,
and
good.
it's called The Longest, Most Unsufferable Thing. And then I open it up, and it says Part 1 and Part 2.
I think that whole thing is happening, but you look down and inside your wrist it says "Made in Japan."
And then I
Which,
go,
by the way,
Aha.
it was a cute joke when when Glenn Glenda was like, "Hey, parents, welcome to life,
Yeah.
konnichiwa."
Yeah, he does.
That's fun. That's fun.
That was a cute joke.
Great. That's
yeah,
great.
I like
good
that kind of. I'd
Yeah.
rather have that than what feels like
A marketing
no
team.
pun intended either. It feels like it's just algorithm generated content stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like plug it into the computer. It's like Willy Wonka. It's like do you remember the bit in Willy Wonka before they find the golden ticket? This guy created a computer
Yes.
that can analyze, and figure out where the last golden ticket is.
Right.
And the guy's like feeding it in and is crunching the numbers. That's what this is. You
Yes.
put it in, you go, give me a movie that we will make 3x on
Yeah.
return.
On an $8 million budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. What level of actor or actress do we need to cast in this?
Yeah.
All that shit. Okay, now feed in the hot buzz shit.
Feed in the hot butts. That's
hot butts.
That's,
Oh no,
yeah,
this
that's
is the
good.
Chuck film. And
Well,
then
this
it
is
just
the Fast
comes
and
out,
Furious
and then
series.
this script comes out.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
Like it would come out like Back to the. I'm using movies because my brain's broken right now. Back to the Future 2 when they
Flash.
rehydrate the pizza.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sure.
Right? It comes out and it's a script,
Yep.
and they're like, "We've got the new Child's
goes,
Play reboot."
"Ding!"
Yeah. Oh, the Child's Play reboot's done. And they flick through it. Wow, this sucks.
Yeah.
Thanks, computer. Wow, this sucks.
Wow, this sucks. Well, we're continuing down this road of telling Ray about all these horror movies and filling them in and filling in the audience so that you don't have to watch them. Me and Brad, we're here to do the work.
I regret. I'll say this.
Somebody turned off his violence inhibitor.
Yes.
That's what it seems like.
Watching the movies together, which we did in the past, kind of fun because we're
it's
bringing
fun.
up our qualms and quibbles in the moment.
Yeah. And there's the whole will they, won't they thing that's going on. Yeah.
Oh, they will.
They have.
Now,
Won't they
Chuck's,
stop?
Chuck's gallivanting
Will
around.
they stop? Won't they ever
Yes.
quit?
Chuck's gallivanting around the nation.
Yeah.
I'm just watching movies at home because I don't have any money. So I'm suffering through these movies on my own.
Yeah.
And then we watched the last one together, and it's like, hey, he's 12. Like, doesn't that seem not as sympathetic as 6? And this
For sure.
Like pausing it to say it sucks that Aubrey Plaza blackmailed the guy to get the doll because that's not like there's no amount of self-sacrifice that goes with getting this doll for your son.
I agree. It's more fun when we watch them together. I think we should try to make a pact that whenever we do something like this, we try to watch them together.
Yeah.
It's more fun to make notes like that, too.
Natalie doesn't like me in the house when she's there.
I'm going to do a reverse franchise flashback to both of you.
Yes, until it's not.
But it's going to be like, here are my favorite films from this director.
Ooh, okay.
And get into the nitty gritty of it. And you guys, the eyes are going to roll straight. They're going to go so far back behind you. They're going to roll down like a pinball machine and come out of your butthole.
Wow. Okay.
Is it going to go like ding, 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 ding?
No.
No?
It'll go. Yeah.
Oh, it's in my spleen.
Well, folks, thank you all so much for sticking around with us through some bizarre non sequiturs.
I like that the message of this somehow was like, because we're going through the whole movies and you're like, and everyone, Brad and you and blah, 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 and you hate it. And then we get to this last one that's like a marketing thing and you're like, man, remember the good ones?
But you know why though? Because that's not even a Chucky movie.
I
That's
agree.
just like
I
a
agree.
fucking thing that took the name.
Well, it's like it's the difference between treating film like a storytelling mechanism and an art form,
or a product.
and treating it like a product.
commodity.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Thank you all so much for sticking around through 2, 50-hour-long episodes. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. And congratulations to you if you did, because I believe the hours, make sure you mark the hours, they do count as community service.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise, send us an email, funbearablepod@gmail.com, or find us on socials @funbearablepod. Always happy to hear from you all. We have a couple other Halloween things coming up, then a very exciting November.
Yeah, we're
including-
super excited.
Yeah, including the return of Gibby.
Yeah.
Woo!
But hey, let's get to Thanksgiving when we get to Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Right now,
Yes.
we're in the heart of Halloween time.
We are. Thank you so much to Best Video and
Stop making farts while we're trying to say thank you.
Thank you so much to Best Video in Hamden, Connecticut.
That.
Thank you so much to Best Video in Hamden, Connecticut for letting us hang out here and kind of have the run of the place. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Genuinely
And,
wonderful. Thank you.
if you're in the neighborhood, stop by. If you're in another neighborhood, check out your local video stores, collectible stores. Just support local businesses and help support the arts.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And watch the Chucky TV show.
With Chuck.
Oh, and come see comedy shows that I do. I guess maybe if
Yeah,
we're
that'd be
throwing
great.
things out there,
I'm not
support
involved in-
local.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? I'm just trying to think of a thing that Chucky did that I'm like willing to do.
He'll call
Nothing.
you. He'll call
Oh,
you.
you jack off in a cup. Why not?
He'll call you one of the
You
names.
jack
that-
off in like the regular, whatever you jack off in normally.
I don't want to end on this.
Chuck's pillowcase.
All right, what do you jack off in normally?
All right.
That thing that was in your sink that you had to wash.
Yes.
The
Personally,
Batwing?
I'm
I've
done.
got to go.
I'm done.
I'm so tired, man. I don't even know. And Brad, a peek behind the curtain to the viewer listener. Since we're at the end here, it's already done. It feels like we've closed it up. I drove us down here.
Yep.
And I have to tell you,
Yep.
I don't think you should change. And I think on the drive back, I want to ride home with Chucky.
I need to wash this makeup off here.
No, come on. Let's go to a rest stop and see what happens.
Is there a diner? Is there an all-night diner?
It's 12:30 right now.
Yep.
We could be at a highway rest stop in 20 minutes.
Ooh, all right.
With you just dressed as Chucky, walking around going $20 anything. That's all you have to do. $20 anything you want. Excuse me. There's a man dressed as
By the way,
Chucky.
There's a man in an inexpensive Chucky costume.
it was expensive. Your call earlier about him being a bitch about these movies while dressed as Chucky being funny is
It's
so
perfect,
fucking
right?
funny.
It's great. Yeah.
For Ray Harrington and Chuck Staten, I'm a very embarrassed Brad Rohr
No, you're the best.
saying thank you so much, and we're sorry for being Funbearable.
Not me.
I don't want to do this franchise flashback stuff anymore.
I've been saying that since the first
I'm
day.
not sure I want to keep doing
Ooh,
the podcast.
Texas
Oh.
Chainsaw Massacre next
What's
year.
that?
I'm sorry, I have to take my mountain range feet. Go change.
Get those pointy toes out of here.
I don't think they're that pointy.
Oh, Brad, I didn't know you had a peg leg.
When did it break?
Look, he's Oscar Pistorius over there.
Let's go in the bathroom. We'll see what happens. When Oscar Pistorius comes to call.
So mad dressed as Chucky. He's so mad dressed as Chucky. Oh my God, I want to get in a real fight with Brad. He's dressed as Chucky.
Oh, I love it. Well, so you want to hear about Chucky season 1?